3, 2.
Well, hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat, where a bunch of, what are we tonight? What race?
Gods!
Scoundrels.
Oh, no.
Scoundrels tonight?
Ooh,
We are spelunkers. A bunch of us spelunkers
I like that word.
are sitting around, rolling dice, laughing at each other, and if you watched last week's episode, we did a lot of laughing, and just doing some collaborative role-playing known as Dungeons & Dragons. So thank you for being with us. We are excited to have you. And we are in our 10th episode tonight.
Woo!
Fun
I saw
little
that.
milestone
Centennial.
right there.
That's not right.
Centennial divided by 10.
10.
Okay. And so we are glad to be here, and we're looking forward to many, many more with you. We, of course, would appreciate if you would consider following us and subscribing to the channel. This month of December, we are actually matching every subscription, the full amount, and then some. We're going to double it. So $5 for every subscription we are going to donate to Toys for Tots. And so far, we are up to $30 that we will be donating at the end of the month.
Yay!
And we would love to give lots more to Toys for Tots. So every subscription, we will donate $5. And we're excited to do that. That includes, of course, the free subscription that you get through Amazon Prime, which most people know about that. But if you don't, you know that you get a free Twitch subscription through Amazon Prime. And, of course, normal subscriptions are great, too. If you missed any of our past episodes, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch all of them there. And I believe this is the first week that our very first Twitch broadcast is now off of Twitch. So you can't watch the first Twitch episode anymore. You do have to go to YouTube to watch that one, and when we all came together serendipitously.
What's our YouTube page called?
It is called Loot, Die, Repeat,
You don't say.
with spaces, unlike our Twitch page, which has no spaces. And so, am I missing anything? Any other announcements? Think we're good to go? All right, well then we're going to jump right into tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat. So here we go with our customary little recap. And if you've been with us, you know that about 8 days ago in-game, our party came together, saved the town of Waterdeep, driving away some mephits and peritons with the town guard, came together as a party, and did some other things around town, ultimately gaining a residence and gaining some other quests. Several of those quests, including smuggling out a family, took them to the small town of Nightstone. And upon arriving to Nightstone, they were witnesses to a vicious attack and fought off some hobgoblins and goblins on their way into the town. After taking care of that and making sure that the Lord and Lady were okay, which they were given the task of investigating why the goblins had broken their treaty with the town. And so after helping a goblin who had fled and healing that goblin and convincing that goblin that he could be made invisible, the party made their way to the Dripping Caves and tried to sneak in through some of the side entrances.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Hold is a very, very large warforged being and got stuck in the first attempt on the first side entrance, went to the other side entrance, and barreled his way through before Sola was able to convince some of the goblins that she was Maglubiet and to fight along with them as they attacked the hobgoblin overlords and led this little revolt. And
Free the goblins!
as soon as she had convinced 3 of them to join her cause, a hobgoblin noticed her hiding in the shadows, came to investigate, and our battle
This is where we die.
begins. And so tonight we are picking
Where's
it
the
up.
life man? Come on.
picking it up right at the initiative has already been rolled. We have already everyone in order from last week. And as you can see on our map, which hopefully you can see in the big screen, we're trying out a couple different angles tonight so you can see the map better. We have our party who has come in the side cave over here. We have Sola, who is leading the charge, which clearly all monks should be leading the charge.
It makes sense.
I was getting them on our sides.
You were, in fact, doing that.
You were.
And
Great job.
backed up by our rogue with a oncoming hobgoblin. And it is here that we pick up tonight's little adventure. And so, Sola, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move one space forward and attack the hobgoblin closest to me.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Please be a crit. Yes. Okay. 23, 24?
That hits.
Yes.
Roll your damage.
May not be dead yet.
Not dead yet.
You're not dead yet, sir. Ooh.
Nice.
7, 10, 11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
All right. And so Sola sprints up as this hobgoblin is kind of looking in the dark, sees her, his eyes go wide. She steps up and unsheathes her sword, and one fluid motion shing, slices across his throat, and he just goes down in a heap.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna run away.
Okay. So you have 25 feet of movement left.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, I'm gonna stand in that little crevice so people can still get behind
Right
me.
there?
Yep. And then I'm gonna shout, "The attack is on! Quick, quick!"
Okay.
Element of
them.
surprise.
Element of surprise.
Okay.
Shh! The attack is on! Quick, quick!
Rygar, you are up.
So I'm situated in the back there. Can I get past people?
You are back here. So you can go 5, 10, 15, 15, 20, 25. You can get up to here if you'd like. Actually 30. You can get up to here if you'd like, which gives you a straight view right ahead. You can hold an action if you'd like for anyone to come into you.
I'll trust you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay?
Go up there and hold action.
So Rygar, you kind of make your way through your allies and situate yourself with a clear view out of the cave with your night vision, dark vision in view, readying an arrow for the first enemy that comes into view. All right. With that, the enemies, you hear a cacophony of yells as they look and see one of their allies just fall in a heap, and
That's how I do it.
and you, Morthos, you hear this language that you don't understand, and you hear a bunch of rustling and shuffling going on as you look out in front of you. You can't really see much of anything.
We're good. That's weird. It's really sharp. It like buffered real quick.
Could be the internet though.
Yeah, I think it was. We're okay now. Remember, some of them are on elevated platforms.
Okay.
Who's that?
You hear some loud yelling, and then you hear a deeper growl than you heard before, as there's more yelling, and you can't quite really see what's going on, but you definitely hear communication going on. As Hold, you are now up.
Growling?
It's a deeper like.
Is it
boy.
an angry growl? Is
Alright.
it a growl like someone got woken up from sleep?
I don't know.
It's like it's a growl.
Same thing.
It's a growl and then conversation.
I don't
Morthos hears this, Rygar hears this. You guys, Sola, you kind of hear it.
Poop your
These guys don't really hear it back here.
I don't know where I am. I can't see individuals, but
You are right here.
She says the battle's on, and I run.
Okay.
Get him, Tiger.
Yeah, right. Should be right next to that stalagmite.
That's 30 feet right there.
Okay.
You can dash if you would like.
Oh. Yeah.
You don't see. You don't have dark vision, do you?
Nope.
Yep. So you just ran into
Well, I have
kind
a
of.
torch.
You felt. You do have a torch.
Yep.
Okay, so you have a torch, and you are illuminating about 20 feet bright light, 10 feet dim light around you.
Following you.
So I'm just putting this on here to symbolize
Yeah,
the torch
it's
that you
almost
have.
last.
Okay.
I will go out.
Okay.
I'm useless where I am.
I'm not following you anymore.
I will go. As soon as I step there, what do I see?
Roll perception.
Perceive good.
Yes.
Alright.
16.
Okay. As soon as you step there, there are a couple things you notice. You see two hobgoblins kind of waiting in the distance over here. You see, you just see the kind of the makings of a goblin over here. You see stalagmites ahead of you, fading to darkness, and you see these elevated platforms above you, and you hear more than see movement up there. Immediately to your left, swinging at you as you emerge, is a hobgoblin as well, who is holding his action.
I wouldn't have seen him one spot behind that.
No, because he's hidden there.
Then I would continue moving one more forward and turn around.
Towards him.
That's right.
Okay, and so he takes his attack on you. Ooh, it's 18 on the dice.
Nope.
So that is a 21 to hit.
Aww.
Man.
Bolt starts to laugh and goes, ow.
Can you fill that?
And I rolled a 1 on the hit. So 2 damage to you.
Bolt laughs again.
That's going away. So he slashes you.
I told you goblins were bad.
He slashes you, and while you're used to taking hits, they typically don't pierce your armor.
Smell the same.
But this one finds an opening in your natural plate armor and slashes across your side as a kind of purplish grayish blood begins to spurt out.
Oh.
That was your dash action.
That's right.
So it is now Morthos' turn. You saw in front of you Hold get slashed, though you can't quite see from who.
So I will move then right up the hold, the 15 feet forward. I'm assuming at this point I saw
You see
him
him?
hit,
Yep.
Thank you.
so I will take an attack against the guy on the left.
Yeah, make your attack. And this is a sneak attack. Although not with advantage.
18.
18 just hits.
Oh, wow, that is a high hit.
11.
11. And so as he rakes Hold across the chest, you come up behind him and take your short sword and just skewer him through the throat, avoiding his armor entirely. And he lets out a gurgle as his body his sword drops. His hand goes for his throat, and he falls awkwardly into the small stalagmites that are there, just kind of leaning across them.
Nice, Morthos.
Then can I don't know if I have to disengage because of the guy on the right.
He's technically above you and
Above you.
not adjacent to you.
Okay.
So there's
then I'm
technically 5 feet between you, and he is above you.
Then I'm just going to move backwards the 15 feet again.
Okay. Very good. Melcene, you are up.
You can move me up as
I know I can't get up to the.
This is 30 feet right here.
Alright. And my thorn whip is. What is my thorn whip? 30 feet.
I think the range is 30 feet. On
But I can't see anybody there,
not
can
not
I?
from there, no.
Alright, well move me up there and I'll hold my attack, my thorn whip attack until I can see someone.
Okay. Now the goblins are up. And
Come on, goblins.
Hold, you see this the most clearly, and you hear this the most clearly. First, you hear shouting from the ones back here.
Did you just run away?
Yeah. Typical.
You hear shouting from the ones back here as they begin running forward, and you hear arrows being let loose at the same time. Then you hear another shouting from this one back here, and again, more conversation going on between some of these smaller goblins.
Yes!
Two arrows are loosed at you, Hold, because you are in the center, and they come from above you here. This guy and this guy each shoot arrows at you. And that is a 17 and a 19. And they both ping, ping off of you and just fall harmlessly to the ground without making any, taking any damage. This guy begins to run forward and just wait there. This guy moves forward and waits. This guy begins running back.
Oh.
There's
At
your
least he's
tattle-
not attacking
There's
us.
your tattletale, though. Snitches get stitches.
Mm-hmm.
This guy kind of,
Remember that, kids.
I'm gonna
this
turn
guy and
these
this guy
hobgoblins
are
into
just kind of
hobgoblins.
having a conversation, and that's their turn. As Jax is up, and Jax, who by the way is on her way, she'll be here shortly. She had to work a little late, but will be here. She's gonna get in line here, and she's going to look over at Sola and say, and give her a wink. Go get him, Tiger. Slap you on the rear end, and you are bardically inspired.
What is that, a D6?
That's a D6, which you can add to any.
After I roll, right?
But slapping inspire.
Yep.
I don't know if I get inspired by that.
Oh, you're inspired. It was the wink more than anything.
Oh, okay. Maybe she sat down and had a
Eli
philosophy
is up.
conversation.
I'm gonna run forward.
You can get right here, 30 feet.
That's where I'm gonna go.
Okay.
And I'm going to put my left hand over the scabbard or whatever the heck it is that holds the blade. I'm gonna pull it out, draw it against my left hand to ignite it,
Yep.
and it starts to crackle with lightning.
Okay, very good. So that is your bonus action,
It is
and you also need to deduct
2 points
2 points of
Only
damage.
one.
Okay, very good.
per level.
Are you taking anything else?
I'm then going to take out my shield and cower behind it with a left hand dripping blood from it. Just try to get right behind it.
Got it. Vincent, you are up.
Alright, I move forward with where am I? I'm gonna move forward as far as I can. I don't want to pass anybody.
I have to use it sparingly.
Yeah, right there. And I will cast light for Vincent to deliver on his turn. I go
You are Vincent.
light up the place, Tony.
For Tony.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And he is up next.
he
So
will take it into the nearest stalagmite, which I think is right behind that guy.
what's his? He's 50 feet of
60 feet.
60.
Yeah.
He can get right up here,
Okay.
and so he can cast light on this stalagmite here.
I like it.
Okay. So there is now light, and that's 30 feet of bright light?
20 feet of bright light and an additional 20 feet of dim light.
Okay.
So
It's like a super torch.
Okay.
lasts for an hour.
Flame on. you
Doesn't
know?
matter if I die.
Good.
Really?
Because that's a high likelihood.
That's good to know.
So
Alright, guys, I'm
Level 2.
there's light that has been cast there, and Tony is out there. Okay. Sola, you're up.
I'm gonna move forward, get behind hold, if I can.
That is your full movement right there.
Okay. Do I see the guy up on the ridge?
You cannot. They're kind of, they
can't.
took shots and then stepped back. You'd have to get out further to be able to see them.
Did you tell us any of the goblins are on our side?
Sure.
No.
Oh boy.
That hobgoblin,
Nope.
5, 10, 15, I'm gonna throw a dart at.
You should not
That
have
one
said
there?
that to hold.
No. Forward, closest, like, diagonal from hold. To the south.
This one? Or this one?
Talking about the one
Neither?
right at the base of
The
the hill
one,
there.
yes.
Those are the two hobgoblins.
Yeah,
So
The
that
one
one.
to your to the
To
right.
the right.
Right in
By
front
the
of the
bases.
that one.
Yes.
No.
The one by the platform.
Yeah, the one by
Yes.
the platform.
You were pointing to it, the thing
pointer.
didn't show
Yeah,
up.
it did show up very well for us. That's all.
Oh, okay.
This one right here?
Yes, that one.
Okay. When I was pointing out the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it.
17?
That hits.
6.
6 damage, okay. So you release your dart, and as he is kind of yelling commands to people, you find an opening underneath his armor, and it pierces right kind of underneath his armpit in the side. He pulls it out angrily, points at you,
Oh, great.
and that's your turn.
Mhm.
Rygar, you see...
Oh, can I hold an action?
That was your action.
My bonus action?
You cannot hold a bonus
Okay,
action.
never mind then.
You. What's your 60 feet of dark vision?
Yep.
Yeah. With everyone standing in front of you, you don't really see anyone here.
Okay. Can I still move up, or is that?
Yeah, you can. You can. This would be 20 feet right here. 25 feet here. This is also 20 feet here.
And you said that there's no chance taking a shot at the ones up on the ledge there if I sneak ahead.
I mean, you don't know. You don't even know there's ledges up there.
Oh, that's true. Well played. I'm gonna sneak up, but try and stay behind Sola just to see what I see.
So you're trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay, roll stealth.
That is a 19.
Okay. And are you going? I mean, you can stay right behind.
Yeah, I want to, just see what I can see.
Okay.
Peer in.
So as you step up there, you now see several hobgoblins. You see goblins. You see everything on the floor, kind of all right in here ahead of you. You barely see a hobgoblin that is kind of up on the ledge over here. You do see he's on a ledge. You do notice ledges on either side of you, though you don't see anyone up there. And you see, so you basically see all the enemies.
Okay. So I'm going to fire an arrow at one of the hobgoblins. None of them are within 5 feet. So I'll take a shot at the left one under the green.
That guy, or this guy?
See, like it looks like your pointer's
Yeah,
in
it-
2 spots.
Right under the green loop.
This guy here.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Take your attack.
Yep, that is a 13.
Few hit.
So that one, as you take aim through past Sola and hold, you release, and it just goes skidding off into the distance. You hear more, this time, fervent screaming and yelling in Hobgoblin as the Hobgoblins are screaming at the little goblins and pointing to attack. This one runs up and gets on this side of hold, and this one runs up and they flank.
Oh no.
And they are both going to attack you.
Thanks for running away, Morthos.
Nice, man.
And so that is a. First one's an 18. Slash across. He takes another attack with his. So they get. These guys are multi-attack. The red guy has a multi-attack, so he's taking 2 attacks. That is a 16 to hit. So they both ching ching off of your armor. The other guy, that's a 22. And so that one is, because there's an adjacent enemy, he has martial advantage, so he gets an extra 2d6
Oh.
plus the d8.
Oh my.
Which one is this one that's hitting me?
The red
This one right there, the
Okay.
silver one.
Gotcha.
And he does 7 slashing damage to you.
Could have been worse.
Could have been better. Could have
An
been
arrow
7?
comes flying
Yeah.
forth from this guy back here at you, Sola,
Catch it.
and that is a 17.
Ah, that's exactly what I am.
Okay, so
Just like the one-winged dove.
and there is an adjacent enemy to you, so he also gets a 2d6 additional,
Sola's gonna die.
and that is 10 piercing damage to you. And I rolled much better on your damage than I did on Hold's.
Yeah.
And
You just don't like my fight for the cause.
No one does.
I do.
and you hear
Hold those.
you hear talking going on up here, and you don't really see because it's out of your dark vision range.
I've never been this nervous for a make-believe game
Agreed.
in my life.
Maybe
So my
when
heart's
I
actually
saw-
kind of beating a little fast.
Right. Well, that's just the lack of exercise.
Oh, I'm
All
sure.
right.
Maybe when I saw the
He's
rat
plenty of
with the red eyes, I was
exercise,
like,
running away from the fight.
You hear
Right.
more. You hear more yelling, and then you hear a
I knew it was coming.
as
Oh, I can't.
Oh no.
an ogre emerges
An
from in the
ogre.
midst of the
Retreat!
stalagmites,
Retreat!
and he just
Yeah.
kind
Attack.
of
You liar.
he's scratching his head and just kind of looking around,
I
and
think that guy could kill us all.
the goblins are talking to him. The hobgoblins are talking to him.
Let's say we
There's
retreat for a short
there
rest.
is a they're all kind of having this conversation, screaming at each other, and the ogre that's there is just kind of looking back and forth between them, and is kind of not really moving to do much of anything. Hold, you are up.
He's neutral.
Now that I can see, I drop the fire in my hand
Okay, that goes down.
and kick it away a wee bit. And I'm currently facing Sola, pretty much. And the silver one hit me, right?
The silver one to your, the way you're facing to your left, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to
That one right there.
I'm going to grab him.
Okay, roll your attack.
I am going to grab him. Strength check, you mean?
Well,
Athletics check?
It's a grapple, but it's your attack.
24.
He is snagged by you with both hands as you throw your torch down angrily and just kind of pick him up underneath his both arms and grab him under his
Like
arms.
a toddler.
And I will.
What a bad boy.
I will back
I was thinking a puppy dog.
up. Yep, back up and put him in between me and Sola.
Ooh.
Can I go into the bird, or around the bird, or through
Yep.
the bird? All right, good.
Natural flanking.
So that is your. That's 10 feet of movement to go back that 5 feet because you are pulling him with you.
And I will look over my shoulder to see what just happened behind me with the growling.
And you see a creature that you haven't seen many things bigger than you,
Yeah.
but this ogre stands a couple of feet taller than you.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And with that, I will. Yeah. I'll end my turn.
Okay, Morthos, you are up.
I'm going to, I don't know exactly where I am in the pile there, but I should be able to get out to directly above the guy that Hold is grappled with.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yep.
You can get 20
That's
feet.
that's where I'd like to go.
Okay.
And I will attack the guy that he is holding.
Okay. It's a not advantage because you're not
Right.
flanking, but you do get sneak attack.
No, it's gonna suck. It's 13.
And so as Hold picks him up and carries him backwards, you rush up and go to slash at his flailing body and just you miss.
I'll take
But
one.
with your
I'll take
offhand
attack.
attack,
Oh. It's the same thing.
it's a
Same
7,
exact thing.
not a
13.
1. And you
It
you
does
just
look like a one.
miss as his flailing body is just moving too erratically for you to find.
And actually, Hold helps him move out of the way. My goblin!
You do have 10 feet of movement left, although you would take an opportunity attack to move
I am
away.
not moving.
Okay. Melsine, you're up.
How far up can I get?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Alright,
Okay.
sounds good.
There is a stalagmite in front of you, which does provide half cover
Okay,
to arrows coming from this direction,
got it.
but not from arrows from this direction.
Okay. And I can, even though there's that there, I can see the hobgoblin kind of catty-corner to me. The one that Hold's holding.
Yes, you can.
Alright.
Would be normal attack.
So then I'll my held attack with my thorn whip.
Well, that turn is gone, so
Oh,
this will be
got
your
it,
attack
got
for
it,
this
got it.
round. Yep.
Okay.
Just like
Alright.
last week.
Never stop learning, kids.
9 plus.
Stay in school.
Pretty sure that's gonna
15.
miss. Yeah, it misses.
Okay.
So your thorn whip goes out, and
Mhm.
again with Hold strangling this guy, he is just his body is flailing so erratically you can't quite find a
Can
clear
I go to hit him with
shot.
my?
That
Or
was
just
your
that?
action. Thorn whip's your action.
Okay.
So at this now the goblins are up, and they're screaming at each other, yelling.
Come on, goblins.
Finally, you hear one just let out a cry, and you hear, you think you hear, Nilbog! Kind of screamed out, and this one runs forward and goes to attack the captain that's there.
Woo!
And rolled a natural 20. Yeah!
Oh, nice,
Uh,
nice. Well, he already has 6 on it, so he just needs another 5. He just needs to hit 5 and he'll.
Unless this is
So-
the captain of the
Well, he's
goblin.
the-
Well,
he's
this is
also
a captain.
Captain, right?
So
ass.
he takes
So none of us are
slashing
gonna
damage
get killed.
as he looks down and growls at him, and they have an exchange, and the goblin's standing there with the
Why is this
attack.
goblin
And
getting killed?
Hold looks down at him, and if he had eyebrows, you could see them furrow over his eyes.
Another
That just
goblin
happened.
runs up, screaming the same thing, and makes an attack as well, and slashes him, but hits his armor and doesn't find
This is great.
This is great.
an arrow. This guy turns and shoots an arrow back into the darkness you can't see as you hear scuffling going on in the darkness back here.
Oh.
Meanwhile, this one runs up to the ogre and is just yelling and imploring the ogre. As these two up here, since it was right at the beginning of their turn, they took their shots and then kind of see what's going on. And so they, one attacked Melcene and one attacked Rygar. So the first one against Melcene is a 15. That hits, okay.
And 4.
And so that's 4 piercing damage to you. And Rygar, that's an 22. So
Super misses.
that is a 5 piercing damage to you.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay. And Jax is up. Jax continues to run forward, trying to see what's going on. And you hear her start yelling out in Goblin to... you don't know what she's saying. She's yelling out in Goblin. And can't really see anyone from where she is. So, Eli, you are up.
Can I move up into a flanking position? On
Actually,
the captain?
before that, you feel a firm slap on your rear end, and you look back and Jax winks at you and she says, "Offer still on." As you run forward, inspired.
And that's a D6, right?
That's a D6. Yeah.
Can I get into a flanking position on the captain?
I think this is the least singing bard
Right.
ever.
Down below. Nice.
You can get
Spoken word.
You can flank the captain.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Yep.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I want to flank. I want to flank. I want to flank.
Really, 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 really want to flank.
Zigga zigga flank. All right, so I have
We just
advantage.
lost 2 subscribers.
Everybody
All of
likes
England,
that song.
all of
Come
England
on.
just subscribed.
That's right. We are matching subscriptions for the month.
Wow.
With donations.
Does the 12 hit?
12 hits his armor. And
Does he get any reciprocal damage? Wait,
I'll say you have your.
I have my inspiration.
you do have it.
I'm gonna roll it.
You gonna rule it? Alright.
Yes.
That's a
Will do.
17.
Just hits.
Oh.
And then,
Love the bar.
if we can somehow do this, I'm gonna look back around a corner
Uh-huh.
and wink back at her for the thank you
Okay,
there.
okay.
And I wanna skewer him. I'm going
Yeah.
for a
Wink
kidney
around.
poke.
Go for it.
Oh wow,
That was nice.
that's a 15.
15.
That's 13 physical, 2.
Okay, they don't
Lightning.
have any resistances. You kind of come up and find a opening in his armor right below his neck, and you just jam the jagged edge of your broken sword down into the back of his neck as the lightning courses through his body, and he tenses for a second, kind of pushes out and looks back at you, seeing that he is now surrounded by 2 goblins, Hold, who has one of his allies, and you with your crackling sword with a little wry smile on your face.
He's not
Alright.
dead with 15 plus 6 damage?
He's a captain.
He's a captain.
Oh!
And Vincent is now up.
That's 21 damage on him.
That is 21 damage.
It took me a while to
I
count
wanna
it.
move.
Yes, I'll admit.
I want to move up as far as I can.
This is 25 feet right there.
Yep. I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp and
Okay.
prepare it for Tony.
For Tony, and it is his turn next.
Okay.
And so who is Tony delivering that to?
He is gonna deliver it to the captain if he can reach it.
So he can, I'm going to say because he is airborne, he can swoop in, make the attack, and swoop away.
Poke him in the head.
Sweet.
So go ahead and roll your Shocking Grasp attack. So
Do it.
Tony comes in.
Hey, do it, Tony.
17.
That
Oh wait,
just-
he's wearing metal armor, right?
So you have advantage, yep. Which that hits, but see
It
if you
hits?
crit.
Cool.
You gonna roll to see if you crit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Ooh.
That's better. It's 22.
But not a crit. Okay, let's see what you roll.
Come on.
Make it.
1d8.
Make it rain.
3.
3.
3, and he can't take reactions.
So more lightning courses through his body as your owl goes forth and just not really trying to do damage to him, just trying to make contact, and connects with his shoulder, and his body kind of tenses, and he works out the tension as he is starting to bleed from his ears, bleed from his nose, from all the electricity coursing through his body. And Sola, you are up.
I'm gonna hit the guy that I'm flanking.
Yes.
Yep, the one that Bold is holding.
Thank you. Yep. 16 plus 11.
122.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Come on!
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's right, you got that.
Yep, because you have the +1. Have you been tracking the hits?
Yes. Yep. I'm
Yep.
on my last hit on the last one, and then I have still 8 on the other. So.
Okay, very good. So you slash him. Also,
Right.
you go for his throat like with the last one, but you, because of his wriggling, you miss, but slash deeply across his chest, in between his armor, and you have your bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Come on!
Oh, crit!
Uppercut his head off.
And don't you need to read? I mean, okay. Unless you roll a 1, he's dead.
Well, I get a plus. Oh, I don't get a plus. Wait, what do I get for a crit? Do I get 2 of these?
D4. Yeah.
So it's
Oh no, yeah, he
impossible to
can.
roll a
Yeah.
one. Hold
So
on, I just want to
You
see.
can't get a 1.
Just for funsies.
6.
4, 5, 6, no, 7, 8, 9, 10. I uppercutted his head
and
off!
so you slash, and in one fluid motion as you slash, you pirouette. Yeah.
Wait, what?
On your second, your offhand attack, you can't add the +4.
Really?
It's just your.
Come on, man!
Well, I don't know how that. It's unarmored attack. It's not an offhand attack.
Yeah, it's an unarmed strike.
An unarmed strike is different than an offhand attack.
Even though it is her offhand.
Yeah. So
She does get the count.
it does count.
Oh, okay. I was playing right.
So you slash, and then as you seamlessly turn, you follow it up with an uppercut, and as you crunch into his chin, his teeth go flying out, and his jaw gets totally dislodged as Hold, you just feel him go limp in your arms with his head just
Eli sees this
dangling
and
there.
grabs one of his incisors.
I wanted her.
I'm
Using
gonna.
your reaction.
I'm
and
gonna say
puts it in his pocket.
some of the goblins are on our side. Don't kill them.
Yeah, how do
She
we know
says
which
that.
one?
She says that to out loud to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
I'm hoping the hobgoblins don't speak English.
Rygar, you are up.
Do I have a line of sight at the captain?
The captain, dear.
Captain.
The captain.
Bunch of hosers.
Sola's in front of you, but you can take your attack.
Unless you dare hit me.
Please do.
Don't
Put
fail.
that in the universe?
You
Let's
go ahead and
do it.
roll one. Roll one.
Oh, good.
Alright, so that's going to be a 21.
That hits.
Oh, how about that's a good roll there, guy.
Oh, yeah. That's very well. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you Canadian now?
Oh.
Only out of game.
Alright.
Plot twist. He doesn't have an English
Whoa, whoa,
accent.
whoa, whoa.
Ooh, that's a
He's faking.
10.
How would you like to finish this chapter?
Yeah!
Oh.
I just want a nice clean headshot.
Okay. So as he is jabbed by Eli in the back, and then the owl comes across and shocks him, and the goblins are slashing at his side. In the midst of all this commotion going on, there's Rygar, nice and cool, nice and calm.
Yes.
Takes his time, takes his shot, and immediately starts looking for his next target, knowing
So ballsy.
he did.
He's so cool. He's so constantly so hot right now.
And that arrow just straight into his forehead as he falls backwards as the goblins step aside and kind of give out like an Ewok cheer and look to the next hobgoblin up on the ridge in the back.
Which we still haven't seen yet.
Oh, I felt it though.
Okay.
I got hit by one and
That is now the okay. And so the hobgoblin in the back,
Where? I'm sorry.
with the arrow here.
Oh, okay, on the ledge.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
He takes a shot,
At whom?
and this goblin goes down. Dead.
Oh.
And he screams
That was
at
a
the
little
ogre. He
It could
screams at the
It's true,
ogre
'cause
and
the ogre,
points
yeah.
forward, and the ogre looks, and his shoulders kind of go down, and then he turns and picks up his
Bad thing.
Bad
he
thing.
picks up his axe and starts running towards Eli.
Oh, no.
Take patient defense.
I have patient defense.
I don't.
It's okay, you can't reach it. Or can.
And he goes for one big slash against you.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that's 20 to hit. And so that is
Don't die.
that's 14 slashing damage as it
What happens if you bleed on
comes
yourself?
down across
Does
your
that
back.
resurrect?
And
No.
you hear more ching ching going on, and then you see
I mean, he's
Oh,
alive.
are those people?
He's dead.
I don't know. One spell slot.
Yeah, use it on me.
I have 2 left.
Drax has some too. She has healing as well.
Yes, she says.
okay.
Yeah, it was.
Hold, you are up.
I drop the broken-faced mongrel in my hands,
Yep.
and he thinks about what Sola said very, very thoughtfully.
And that's his
Then,
entire turn.
what did the little goblin yell that ran past him as a captain?
Nil. What you heard, the longest word
Yep.
was an elongated nilbog.
And so Hold turns toward the ogre and yells, "Neilbog!" and he will attempt to jump on him and grapple him.
Okay.
Rear naked choke.
So Hold, you kind of you can get.
Oh my gosh,
There's
this one's
15
pretty
feet of
big.
movement there, so you can go 20, 25, 30, or 30, if depending on where you want to go.
Which one's
Oh, will
flanking?
Eli give me advantage?
If you go to here, then that would be a flanking, and so you would have advantage to kind of get up on his back.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Go for it.
Right.
So you have advantage, and he is just rolling normal.
What?
Roll your strength for grapple.
28.
Okay.
So you get up behind him, and you can't, as you jump up, you can't quite get your whole body on your back, on his back, as he tries to kind of back flex.
I actually want to jump at his hips. I need access to his feet.
And well, but what you can do is you can reach your hands up, and you get him in like a full Nelson
Oh, that's
hold.
good. Yeah.
And so you have him in a full
Oh,
Nelson,
nice.
and you're holding him there as he's trying to
That's
just
good.
get you off his back, and you're holding him there in that full Nelson as he is effectively grappled.
And I yell it one more time as I feel a rush of energy to use my surge of energy to
Yes, action surge.
attempt
Yeah,
to
yeah.
drop him to the ground.
Go for it.
And so, do
So-
I still have advantage?
You still have advantage because you're in a grappling position.
Come on! That looks good.
21.
That beats his 18.
He's on the
And
ground!
so
Nice.
you have your full
just
Nelson
grab
in,
control.
and you wrap your legs around his legs, and
Ogre.
you
Ogre.
straighten out your body as his legs get pushed back, and he just falls forward. I need you to make a dex save.
Neilbog!
Does anybody kind of
With
feel like this is
advantage?
Soundscapes
Nope.
a little?
No.
19.
As you roll out of the way, as this ogre just falls
Yeah.
flat on the ground in front of you, he is prone.
Nice.
Thrown and grappled. Love it.
All right.
You've seen this before, I think.
And now, Morthos, you are up. You see this cabal of hobgoblins coming out through your peripheral vision, just at the edge of your dark vision, a bunch of hobgoblins emerging from the darkness.
So can I yell out to everyone that we are being flanked from the right, so that everyone can hear that, you know, there are people coming from the right, but I'm going to run towards the troll, or whatever the heck that thing was. The ogre.
Yep.
And is there any way I can get,
Who's
do I need to
this
get
person?
advantage since he's
He's prone. You
prone?
should
So
have that.
I don't need it then, I can get advantage just by being up next to him.
Yeah.
So just get me right up next to him.
Come on.
Even if it's on the, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So you're right there, and you just go and shove your daggers in one side.
that would be a 22.
That hits. Roll your damage.
So it would be 8, 12.
12. Nice. So
And-
you just stab down into his fleshy, meaty body, deep, pulling it out with the blood spurt kind of following your sword as you go in for another dagger.
Yes.
Oh, 18.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Although if the goblin was saying.
I'm not special like her, so I only get 2.
2. Okay. Very good. As he just slashes, as his face is just planted, and he's just there trying to break Hold's grip on his neck. Melcine.
Can I hear the commotion above me?
You can hear the goblins that took the shots from above you. Yeah. You can roll perception if you want to try to see.
Yes.
As you
I'd
glance
like to do
around.
That. Mm-hmm. Like would I be able to see the ones up next to me?
Well, there's a light right here.
Okay.
That is, and a light right here. So this whole area is lit up pretty
Okay.
well.
So, how's 24?
So you think you see the foot of this one as it's kind of standing
Uh-huh.
there. You see this one clearly across
Okay.
the way and up.
All right. I want to move out away from the opening a little bit.
Like towards
Just straight ahead.
Towards straight ahead here.
Yep.
Okay.
And I would like to. How far up is it?
10 feet up.
Okay. I'd like to try and thorn whip and pull the hobgoblin down onto the ogre.
Oh, so this is a goblin.
Oh,
not
it's a
hobgoblin.
goblin.
These are just regular goblins.
Oh, I
The hobgoblin is up here.
Oh, I see. Got it.
bet they were trying to kill us there.
But the ones on the ledges were shooting at us.
They did shoot at you twice. Yep.
They were on the ledge the whole time, so the.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
Come on. Yes.
16 plus, so 22.
That hits. Roll your damage.
My D6. What am I looking for? 6.
6. All right. You pull him off, and as he goes flying off and down awkwardly, he falls face down on one of the stalagmites, and it just impales him right through his chest.
Alright, I'll take the kill. Not exactly what I had intended, but it'll work.
She didn't get the killer, does the stalagmite get the kill?
Assist. She gets.
I was the
assist.
cause.
You
And
were
so
the
there's
boss
there's
of
one
the castle.
hobgoblin body like awkwardly laying up against the stalagmites, and now an impaled goblin body right next to it.
Alright.
All right, as the goblins see this,
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
and then they look back, and the one that had shot before takes aim at you and shoots another arrow at you. Actually, you know, I'm gonna roll to see. Yeah, he saw it, and that is a 16 to hit,
Yeah.
and that is
Yeah.
4 piercing damage to you.
Alright.
The other goblin back here sees these ones coming in, and they're yelling commands, and he hasn't done anything yet. He's kind of just been waiting and watching, and so as he sees them approaching, he turns and also takes a shot at Melcine.
Sure.
That is an 18 to hit.
Jeez.
Ooh, and that's 8 piercing damage to you. Max that one. As a bolt hits into your chest, an arrow hits into your side, and you're immediately gripping and pulling the projectiles out of your body as you're just oozing blood.
Cool.
The other goblins, however, who were cheering, the little Ewoks down here, they both take swings at the ogre.
Nice.
And that is a 22 and an 11, which still hits. So that's 2d6.
Good to know.
Yeah.
6 plus 4 is 8. So that's 12 damage.
I think he's
Hey,
high
they did 12
HP, low
damage,
AC.
guys.
And they shing as
Hello,
more
minions.
blood just is squirting out of this ogre.
Little minions.
Jax, you are up.
And you want Jax.
Jax is. I forgot, she's not here. She goes up behind Vincent and then looks forward at Rygar, and with her last bardic inspiration says, "Go get him, Tiger," and gives you a wink, and so you are bardically inspired. And she kind of peers ahead at Sola, and she says, "Hey, how you doing?" And she rolls 13 on her medicine check. So, how much hit points do you have? 2. She says, "I think you need some little bit of vigor here. Let me put that vigor in your verb, huh?" And you get 7 hit points back as she uses her first spell slot. Eli, you're up.
So I just rolled out of the way of him falling on me.
Yep.
I imagine I'm still kind of on one knee. So I just want to stab him in the ear.
Go for it. Roll with advantage.
Wow.
Neither of those hit.
Really?
They were really. Wait, actually.
Thought it was 11.
10.
That just misses. As you try to stab him in the ear, and as you look, it's filled with earwax, and you kind of gag for a second as your sword just dives into the ground next to his face, missing. Vincent.
All right. I'm gonna stick my butt out for Jax and go, no? No? All right. So I rush out of the tunnel there, right in front of who's the last person out of the tunnel there?
Me.
Sola?
Yeah, I'm gonna rush in front of you.
I need shield.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shield.
I'm here.
I'm here, guys.
That's
Shield
15 feet right there. Is 15 feet of movement. And with your human eyes, you can see this goblin here, but not really anything behind.
Your human eyes see. Not much.
I spy with my human eyes. Is there that goblin still on the ledge to my right?
Right behind you here, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Firebolt on him.
Okay, I need you to roll perception to see if you got an angle on him, because he's 10 feet above you.
14 plus 1, 15.
So as you turn, he's kind of crouching back against the wall, but you see enough of him to take your shot.
That's 18 to
That
hit.
hits. Roll your damage.
Come on.
That's 9.
9.
Nice.
Burn it.
As
Burn it
your
down!
Your firebolt hits him square in the chest, and he lets out a as it just burns through his clothes, through his flesh, and melts his heart.
Can I still cast a spell?
No, that was your action.
Unless you have a bonus action spell.
Okay, very good. I mean, you can cast a bonus action
Nope.
spell.
Don't have it.
Okay, Tony's up.
He will. Do we have any other?
Tony's right there, and you can.
He's gonna go for the nearest hobgoblin and distract it.
That's the archer over here.
Yeah, just flapping his face. and-
Okay, so he goes, flaps, and comes back. The next attack against that hobgoblin has advantage. Okay, very good. Sola, you are up.
I don't want to leave the group too much, so I'll just attack the troll.
Good.
So you guys are all just
kill it.
ganging
What is
up
an
on this ogre.
I don't want to go too
it's an
far away
ogre,
because I
actually.
get 5 people to attack me.
We've got hobgoblins and ogres.
Yeah.
Ogres and hobgoblins.
Okay, so you can get up to there and roll your attack with advantage.
17
That
plus.
hits.
Okay. And then 6. 3 plus 6, 7, 8.
8, okay.
And then my follow-up attack. Oop. I didn't see what that was.
That hits.
16 plus 6. 8.
Wow.
Nice.
Max.
I want to kill this
So
ogre.
you kind of go in and while everyone's kind of stabbing, you're too elegant for stabbing. You slash lengthwise and just fillet his side as his ribs are just cut open, and as you do so, you stop and just do like a power punch into his hip, and you hear a crack of his hip as his hip bone just breaks inside of him, and he is being pummeled and is just laying there. Oh,
I made the wrong choice.
why did I listen to the guy? That's his inner monologue. All right.
It's quite elegant.
Yes.
That's hoping I'd
Very
kill it.
eloquent for an ogre. Rygar.
Okay. I'd like.
So you see all this going on here. You know the hobgoblin's up there. You also see all of these guys incoming. Having heard Morthos yell, they're flanking
Right.
from the right side.
Okay. I'd like to place Hunter's Mark on the
Good.
hobgoblin up top on the ledge there, seeing him distracted.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. So he is marked.
And I'd like to loose an arrow.
Roll your attack with advantage.
Loose that thing, baby. Yoo-hoo!
Alright, that is a 21.
That hits.
We're rolling really good tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Lucky.
We could have all been
He's
dead.
also rolling.
Nice.
Oh, dude. 12 plus 5. 8 plus 4 is 12.
13. That's fine.
Plus 5.
Okay. 17.
So you take out the captain, cool, calm. You look and see the other ones coming, kind of mentally noting where they are, and turn back and find the other one up on the ledge. And you see him, and then look back at the other guys coming in and
Yes.
release. And you just hit him right in the head, and he goes tumbling forward, falling into the mud, and his body just starts to sink into the mud. And
He's my favorite player. And I play in this game, and he's my favorite player.
Alright. So the Hunter's Mark is still here and can be moved to another enemy next turn as a bonus action. Okay, that is Rygar. The Hobgoblins are up, and they begin to move forward. Let's see.
They
I don't
tread.
know what this red one is.
I'll take him, guys.
That's
I got
probably-
this.
Yeah, that's what's his name.
Belk.
Belk
Belk has 2
is in
swords
charge.
and white hair.
See,
So
everyone
those two
Belk in charge.
Hobgoblins both run up to Vinny.
Bring it!
And
I got it! I got it, guys!
they each take attacks on you.
I got this, guys.
That is a, oh my goodness, I rolled a 2. That misses. The first one swings wide over you, and the next one is a 19 plus 4 is 23. That hits.
No big deal.
As
I've got 3 health. I'm fine.
okay. So the first one is 11
Damage?
damage.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
As Vinny.
I refuse to take more. I'm down.
Okay. The second one, since he was already attacking you as you went down, also makes his attack,
What?
and that is a 21 to hit. So that's 2 death saves to you. Then, Vinny.
Oh my.
What's the damage?
Oh, it matters.
It does matter.
Well, this one's not a captain. This one's a normal one. So that is 4 slashing damage to you.
Oh, it's an auto crit though. That's an auto crit.
That is 10 slashing damage to you.
You're good. You're good. By 1 HP.
By 1.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
Woo! Still alive, but not
Bleed on
really.
someone.
That
And
would have been
already
awesome to see
bleeding,
that.
so-
I'm sorry.
this guy
Just
in
fake
the
it.
back,
Just fake
this
it.
guy in the back isn't really running like the other ones are. He just kind of walking menacingly forward towards you, brandishing his 2 swords, sizing up the situation.
Yep. Here it comes.
That's the one that you're moving is brandishing?
She's got a healer.
He sees this and dashes forward
No, but you can use it for your
and
saving.
slashes at the goblin in front of him and cuts his head off
My little minion.
and takes one more motion and slashes at Morthos.
Oh no.
Oh.
Uncanny
that-
dodge. You don't
That
have
is a 19.
Oh yeah.
You die repeat.
Ooh.
We haven't looted yet.
That's 13 slashing damage to you.
We're in the dying process right now.
Okay.
I repeat.
She comes up and she points her finger at Rygar and releases a firebolt at you as it goes forward, and that is a 11 to hit.
It's not going to do it.
Or
As
he wouldn't have
you kind of took your shot and watched them coming, you saw her release, you duck as it just impacts above your head, ready for the attack to come. Hold, you are up.
Raise neck.
Hold can't stand. Can't move because he's got a big ogre on him.
You mean Ogre.
But he does see a slash just happen in his side, and so he will reel back his arm and attempt to put a fist as far into his guts as he possibly can.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll your attack with advantage.
Sweet. Ooh.
Actually, you're considered prone as well, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can't.
So
move.
technically, it would disadvantage would offset. So just roll a normal attack, right?
I don't have disadvantage to attack anyone.
If you're prone, you're disadvantaged to attack when you're prone, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it's
technically,
just
you're
a normal-
prone.
Just normal.
So it's just a normal roll.
So.
So he would be
I
disadvantaged.
missed anyway. Both.
Okay. Well, then for future. So you try to reach
Unless
into
it's 10.
But no, go ahead.
10 just misses to rip out some whatever you can grab hold of, and you just grab and rip and have a fistful of rocks, having missed where his side was.
But you think
Morthos, you are up.
Well, I will take my attack against the
No.
ogre.
All right, make your attack
Still
with
advantage, right?
advantage.
Who are you, moneymaker?
The 18.
No
18,
goblin
that
pets.
hits. Roll your damage with sneak attack.
Goblin pets.
Oh my god.
It happened in an old game. It won't happen
14.
again.
It won't.
14. All right.
We're gonna let Tommy.
You skewer it, and the blood is coming out from so many different orifices and slash marks, and this thing is just spewing blood, barely even moving, and it kind of looks up at you with sad eyes, almost saying, like, just put me out of my misery.
The ogre?
The ogre.
He was trying to kill us.
And with that,
But
I'm
he
going
could have
to
been convinced. He
No.
was conflicted.
With
he
murder,
was.
he
Well,
would have
he
been
died.
convinced.
I'm going to disengage,
Disengage.
and I'm going to move my 30 feet of movement as far away behind hold as I can.
Okay, so hold is back here, so
Yep.
you want to move back here near the entrance?
I want to move that way, yeah.
Okay, so you disengage.
That's the entrance? We should have just went that way.
The main way. The
So
way we were
that
told not to
is
go
your
in.
30 feet of movement there. Okay? And Melcine, you are up.
Alright, I would like to.
You are aware of what is going on to your right over here.
What?
Nothing, I can't talk.
Okay.
That's meta.
Okay. I want to heal. I'm next to Vincent, aren't I?
There's 5 feet between you, technically.
Okay. I always forget. Is Cure Wounds touch or sight?
Cure Wounds is touch.
Okay, so I want to move over to Vincent.
Okay, that puts you adjacent to a hobgoblin.
Careful.
Oh man. All right, let's do Healing Word.
Healing word. Okay. So roll your d4 plus your wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone get healed?
No, this is not mass healing.
Mass
word.
healing word.
Eventually.
Oh boy, 5.
5 to Vincent. Yeah, it's
Okay,
not-
and healing word, isn't that a bonus action?
that's a bonus action.
So technically, I would like to move. Do I have enough movement to climb up on the ledge?
Yeah, roll athletics.
Okay.
So what kind of pull-up strength you have? Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
15?
Okay, so you run up.
Minus
Uh,
2.
you run up and take a running jump and catch on
Uh-huh.
and kind of pull yourself up with the adrenaline surging through your body,
Okay.
feeling a little bit more spry and strong than normal in order to do this.
Okay.
And you are up on the ledge here.
Oh, I meant the other one.
You could not get
I
there
couldn't get
because
there.
that would put you right through the hobgoblins.
Okay. And the ogre's still alive.
He is alive, looking up at someone to just put him out of his misery.
Alright. I would like to turn into a wolf.
A wolf?
And jump down on him.
Okay.
Like a husky
A
pounce.
wolf. To turn into a wolf is a bonus action. Well, actually,
Is it?
you're not
Is
a
it?
you're not a circle of the moon. So you're you're circle of dreams. So that would be an action to turn
It's an
into.
action.
So you
right,
are a
because I've
wolf.
used a I've used
Yep.
a bonus action
Bonus
now.
action. So you can do that.
Right.
And then with your remaining movement, you want to jump on top
Yes, to cause the damage. Will that cause damage?
of him. It'll cause damage to both of you because
Okay.
you're 10 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you turn into a wolf. I did not bring any wolves.
Sorry.
Next time we'll have one in studio.
I have
I thought you would turn into a
many of them.
octopus or
We'll pick a wolf. And you jump down. I need you. Actually, you know what? Roll an acrobatics check to see if you can avoid taking damage.
Could be good.
Would it be for as
It would be as a wolf.
wolf stats? Let me get those. What would that be? Strength?
Acrobatics is dex.
Dex. Okay.
Oh.
20. Unnatural 20.
Okay. And that's as you jump and you bury your claws and
I'm
just
sorry.
land on top of this guy, really right on top of his head, and with all fours just scratch down his body, and your front legs scratch down his throat, and one of your claws
The
just
dew claw.
pierces
Two claw.
pierces his the artery running
Alright.
through his what's that?
Jugular.
Jugular.
Yeah.
And the carotid, right? Yeah. And he kind of looks up at you with thankful eyes.
Oh.
And
You
his-
just killed him!
ending his
I
pain.
did it.
At least it was peaceful.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not
And so
really.
Fezzik is now dead.
Oh, his name is Fezzik. Oh, poor guy.
Hasn't got a name. We could have converted.
We could have.
There was a goblin that he was converting him for a little bit.
Not
And
at this
Fezzik
point.
really likes to
Yeah.
rhyme too. That was his thing.
Oh. Oh man.
Anyone? Reference? Anyone?
Yes.
+5 experience.
Would you like a
Okay.
peanut?
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Boom.
It's
Solo,
anyone
Solo gets it first. 5 extra experience.
Oh man.
Wait, is
I
it
knew
serious?
His name was
That was
Fezzik.
not the name of the movie.
Is that a
She
serious?
said Princess Bride.
No, she said.
I said, anybody want a peanut?
Princess
Yeah,
Bride.
Which
said-
is the
Oh.
Princess Bride.
Well,
Check the tape.
she got it first.
Jeez.
So I didn't know you were going to start
Didn't say
doing this
her
for
name's
XP.
Fezzik.
Well, you know.
Do I get actual experience?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, you get real life XP.
Realize.
You can use it however you like.
Points don't matter.
That's what inspiration's for. by the way.
Yeah. Well, I don't really use inspiration. I just give extra experience.
Whoever does.
With
I'll take the
that,
extra experience.
the singular goblin that's left
Go for it.
takes a shot
The advantage. Whenever I want.
at. Oh no, there's another goblin left. He's still alive, fighting with you. At Eli.
Who does?
This guy right here takes a shot at you.
Maledict.
Blood maledict.
Yeah.
Okay, so he rolls. Is it just a 1?
Yeah, because I can't afford to do the other.
Okay. And that is a 12 to hit.
No.
And so you reach out and your eyes go red for a second as his eyes mirror yours, and he kind of shakes his head and lets loose his arrow, and it just flies off into the distance. Meanwhile, the goblin right in the middle, right next to you, Eli, he's facing down with, and he sees him, and he just does a bonus action disengage, which
Attaboy.
goblins
That's
can
alright.
do,
Yeah.
and runs backwards behind Hold
Yeah.
because
Oh no.
because Hold is
Big.
big, and just is hiding there, holding
friend,
his
Hold.
action in
Make a
case
friend.
someone gets closer. Jax is up, and she comes out and sees Vincent on the ground.
And
sees,
viciously boss
sees
Vincent.
Eli.
Yeah.
She
terrible person.
she
Just laughs at me.
she points her finger at the nearest hobgoblin, which is the one that took 2 attacks against you, and she says to him, "Your mom is so ugly that she," and she, what does she say?
Yeah, you gotta come up with
I gotta come up with one now. I didn't think this through.
She's ugly.
She's just super ugly. I should have a whole page of your mom.
not
She's
very
as ugly
attractive.
as you are.
Yeah, and he is not viciously mocked. I'm doing
Oh.
Tasha's hideous laughter to him, and let's see if he makes a
You're
save.
so ugly that when she gave. You're so ugly that when your mama gave birth to you, she started crying.
Oh.
Boom, and he goes, "That's true." And then he starts laughing as he goes down on the ground, laughing hysterically at this joke. Okay, Eli, you're up.
I will make a guess.
I'll fling with you, man.
Good luck. I'm gonna move near Hold
Near
Why is
Hold.
everyone running away?
I got your back,
because
bro.
I'm not
Regroup?
feeling too good.
Regroup.
I got your back, bro.
I just want to have a, behind him, whatever. And I'm gonna,
Oh, you're front.
That's
I'm-
20 feet.
I'm gonna pull out my crossbow. So I'm gonna put my shield, stow it,
Yep.
and I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and I'm gonna shoot at Belk.
Make your attack.
Who's Bell?
11.
As you shoot the arrow, he's watching you and he sees this, and he shoots the arrow, and Deadpool style just shing, knocks it out of the air with both of his swords.
Wait, which one is Belk?
The red one.
No,
No.
Oh.
it's the one that was nearest us. It was the 2 swords.
Okay, Vincent, you are prone on the ground with a hobgoblin laughing hysterically next to you on the ground, and one
Probably
standing over you.
I will get up,
Okay.
and which one is the one that's still standing there?
Right here.
Yeah. So I will cast Burning Hands on him, and he will crit fail his dex check on that, because I'm going to use my portent of 1.
Okay.
Crit
So-
fail.
And then the other one has disadvantage on the save because he is prone.
So
And
here's-
I rolled a 2,
Oh, good.
so they both fail.
8.
You just roll once.
Okay, 8.
So it's 8. Okay. So
I was hoping for something better than that, but
The dice just spoke to you.
the crit fail, I am doubling the damage for,
perfect.
and so that normal hobgoblin, as you kind of put your hands out as you standing up, kind of getting to your feet and releasing the flames gush forth, and it's basically right in his face. He has no time to react, and you just melt his face, as he goes down. The other one, as you kind of direct it down into his face and downwards, takes a bunch of damage as well. Coming out of his
You're
laughter.
laughing at me?
Coming
You're
out of
laughing
his-
at me?
Coming out of his laughter, and still on the ground prone.
I would like to step away from them. Downwards.
Okay, he does get a disadvantaged opportunity attack against you,
Okay.
which is a
Hit.
12 to hit.
No. No, you don't.
As you kind of
No!
He sweeps the leg.
And where are you going?
South.
South.
Downwards.
Towards the main entrance.
Yeah.
This is 30 feet right here.
Not all the way, like halfway.
Well,
Like 15 feet.
Right here?
There you go.
Next to Belt.
Yeah, right next to Belt.
Okay, excellent.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bring it, Bill.
Oh, man.
We're trying to get
yeah,
group
so
here.
you can go 5, 10, 50. Yeah, you can get here. Or you can
You know-
get here behind the stalagmite.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Cower in fear.
Cower in there.
Okay, very good. Tony!
He will fly in and distract Bell.
Yeah, he will. And so Belk,
Yeah, you will.
Belk is distracted. So the next attack against Belk is done with opportunity. Okay? Sola, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna go diagonally to where Belk is.
Okay?
No, the other diagonally. So I'm not the other person.
I'm confused as to your tactics.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm trying. So move me to the right,
So here?
and then diagonally up to the right one more.
Here.
Yes.
Got it.
So I'm not in the other side spots. And then I'll hit him with advantage.
Yep, you have advantage on this attack.
Son of a gun.
Misses.
Okay, so you take your sword and slash at him, and he again parries it out of the way. And you have a bonus action attack if you'd like to use it.
Was that also advantaged? With advantage?
No.
No. Okay. I will do that. Yeah. 19.
That hits.
7.
7 damage, okay?
And then I'm going to use my patient defense, my chi point.
Okay, so you slash at him, he parries it. You follow it up with a quick, swift kick to his knee, and it buckles his knee, and he rights it. And as he's righting his knee, you kind of center yourself and get in a defensive stance, ready to take the oncoming attacks.
Oh, isn't that where I can run away?
Patient defense is you can anything that attacks you this next turn has disadvantage.
Nope.
Step of the Wind
We can all
is
agree with that
the
one.
I can run away?
you have extra 30 feet extra movement. I don't know if it allows.
One of them
It's
is
not
I'm
a
allowed.
disengage.
One of them is a disengage though.
I mean, patient defense isn't a bad one there.
No, it's not. I'd rather.
So patient defense is bonus action dodge. Step of the Wind to take a disengage or dash action. So yeah, Step of the Wind you
Okay.
can do disengage.
I'm gonna disengage and back up to where closer to hold.
She's saving lives.
Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, great.
Well, not really.
So you
Well,
move, well, you move 15 feet, so you can 15 feet back to there. Okay,
Great.
very good. Rygar,
Just
you're up.
'cause I'm
I'd like to run towards the group if I could.
Excuse me.
Run towards the group.
Yeah, of us. Hold.
Here.
Ideally left of hold.
Okay, so you can go
Just a wall of stone.
5, 10,
well, we're just trying to regroup so
15,
you can go forward.
20, 25, 30.
You're all coming back to me on
You have to take a dash action to get farther than that, which would not let you attack this turn. You still have bonus action to move your hex, or Hunter's Mark.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to move. See if I can get up on the ledge, I guess.
Which one? The one right next to
The
you?
one closest to our party.
One up here.
Yep.
Okay, roll your athletics.
Okay. That's a 19.
Yeah, so you kind of jump off of the wall next to it, and with your hand, it's effortless. One hand up, pull yourself up one-handed, and kind of land in a 3-point stance. Immediately taking out your arrow, ready to fire.
Okay,
Nice.
move my hunter's mark
So
onto
cool.
Belk
Okay,
and fire.
make your attack.
Alright, that's a
Can't
5.
believe the ogre has
5.
That's 11. Can I use my bardic inspiration?
You can.
Oh, I forgot I had that. Dang it.
Yes. 17.
You had to get a 6.
Nice.
Woo! Hit.
Nice.
Okay.
So roll your D8 and your D6.
9.
9. Okay.
Not bad, not bad.
So as you get up, you kind of turn and unlike before where you kind of took your time to aim, you rush it a little bit this time and release. And he doesn't see this flurry of movement to his left and doesn't have time to try to parry it. And you just sink it right in his side. Not a kill shot, but he lets out a growl and looks up at you and points over at you. And then continues to make his movements. All right. So with that, he the first thing that happens is
They all quit.
you see the one in the back conjure 3 motes of fire that kind of appear out. And then she points forward to you, Rygar, where he just pointed, and all 3 of them go flying forth and see if they hit you. As the first one is a crit fail.
No, you gotta fix it now.
Yeah, it's gonna have to fix.
Oh, it's not too bad. I don't know what it's supposed to do. Sorry, guys. Breaking everything. What?
Crit fail?
Yeah. Hold on. Where we need to do? D?
A little bit more to the right.
My fault. Just add it to the list of today. When does that come back?
Tiny bit more.
Hold on, so
Yeah.
a couple seconds left. Nice.
I went home for this stupid thing too.
You don't have your. Wait, right here.
That doesn't look on.
It's
we
good.
good?
Yeah, we're
used 3 bardic
We good?
inspirations already.
Okay. So the first one is a crit fail and misses. The next one is a 22 and hits. And the third one is a 19.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, so that's 4d6 of fire damage to you.
Oh, is it
I thought I had
me or
one set
something?
That is 13 points of fire damage as
Split them
it impacts against your body. You still up?
I am still up.
You're
yes.
still up. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. And she.
Just severely wounded and burnt.
I'm very badly burned.
Oh
Use 3 inspiration and 1
She
spell slot.
steps into the stalagmites, and you can't really see her in there. Meanwhile, Belk kind of looks forward and sees the one who just
We're in the caves with the goblins.
kicked him in the knee and runs forward towards you and
They make sure to use
takes
patient defense.
takes his attacks against you.
'Cause you didn't move anywhere.
Make sure to use patient defense.
Ooh, that's a crit
Oh.
on the
Did.
first one.
Did.
And the second one is a 18.
A hit.
Okay, so
She might be dead now. That's a lot of dice.
That was a lot of
oh
dice.
my goodness.
Bye, Sola.
It's 25. You got it.
I rolled a 6, a 6, a 6. 18, 20, 24 damage.
Oh my
Oh!
Body fluid.
25 would have killed her outright.
25 would have killed her outright. Yep.
Wow.
Holy moly.
So he swings and catches you across the chest. And
He
with
hits
the,
hard, guys.
with the second one, he swings and catches you across the gut
Holy
as your intestines begin to spill out.
Oh.
And you grab your chest at your stomach as your vision just goes dark and you collapse in front of you.
Is he the...
He's built.
Hey, don't forget, don't we all have to
He's the guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, so he gives a berry last
Hold, you are up.
And I was really
Hold will stand,
Hold stands up. That's half your movement.
and he happens to stand as soon as Sola falls. Just kind of looks kind of cool.
Yeah. So Sola goes down, and out of the darkness in dramatic
Rising from the
fashion,
ashes.
Hold stands up to take her place.
And instead of screaming in the goblin god's name, he
That
yells,
has just been rolling.
"For all helm!" And he'll just run up and attempt to hold one of his arms to his body. He's gonna grapple.
Okay.
19 is my
15. He is grappled.
Sweet. I don't even think I can wait. 15, 20. Yeah, so I did not move that far up. Just one more down.
Can we switch?
Yeah. And I will. I can't do it. Not enough movement. All right.
How much health did you have left, Sola?
9.
9.
9? Okay, so you have 2 death fails as well.
Oh my. Oh.
Because the second one was. The first one would have taken all of your health. The second one hit you.
So
while
I
you were
have
down.
one failed
So
before
you have-
I died.
So you have 1 fail before you are dead.
Woo!
I've been
Get
there.
ready
Dead.
for
Okay.
my next
I've been there.
character.
You've
I
used
understand.
You've used 2
And
spells.
so-
You have 1
2
spell left.
spells.
I
Yep.
thought
I
you
think-
only used
what
one
was-
spell.
I
She
think
used
I
a
would.
healing word and a Tasha's hideous
Yes,
laughter.
you're right.
I would actually like
Oh,
to.
look at that.
How much movement would it
I would
take?
have never done
You've
that.
been, you've been slapping everybody's butts.
How much?
Really
Except me.
Like that Vixen.
How much movement would it take
Oh,
me
good.
to go
I'm glad.
one diagonal
That's
to the
very.
Told me the offer still stands.
away
Yeah!
from Sola? One diagonal away from
So
Sola.
you were here. You stood
If I
up,
live through this,
Yeah.
it'll go in my journal.
and you have 15. You have 15 feet of movement from
It's
there.
a blood.
I'm gonna write
Okay,
it in my
so-
diary.
Yeah, but I haven't grappled.
So you want to? So that's 5 feet of movement
Yeah.
is 20. So you haven't grappled. You can move 1 more square from there.
And pull him.
That would be the full movement. Your full
So
15
I
feet.
want him to be where I am and me to be 1 to the upper left. Or there. Yeah, right there is better. Right there is better.
Pulling him away.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm hoping somebody.
So
can
Hold
position.
pulls him into a position where he can be flanked by someone stepping up
On top of Soul.
on top of Sola. All right.
No, she's one up from there, actually.
Morthos, you are up.
She's
So
up
I
one
gotta-
from
Yeah, she's down like
there. Yeah,
right.
right there.
Alright, I will.
What am I wearing? That's the real important question.
I got a question. Can I shove a berry in her mouth?
Yeah, that would be your full
I
action.
forgot
Okay,
everybody
can I do it as a
had
bonus
those.
action?
No, it's an action,
Does
but
everybody
then
have
you
a
do
berry?
still have a bonus
Right.
action.
Everyone but boom and boom.
Yeah, but then I'm standing right behind the guy. He gets grappled, right?
He's grappled.
Someone hits you.
It's
with
not a bad
auto
spot to
grip.
be.
I don't
Alright,
remember
so
who
I'm
I
going to
used my
walk up
Circle of the
to
Dreams
Sola
dice on last.
in a flanking position to.
Got it.
I'm going to take my berry and shove it in Sola's mouth.
Okay, so Morthos shoves the good berry
Do you have
into your
consent?
mouth.
I don't care.
This is why he's a stand-up guy, guys.
That's right.
So
it's the only
Morthos-
reason I'm doing it.
so-
I think I'm a stand-up guy.
So the healing energy surges through you and kind of stabilizes your stomach, and you begin to heal with you have 1 hit point, and you are currently alive on the ground.
That's a 24 for my offhand attack.
That hits with sneak attack. Roll your damage.
Thank you, Morphos.
It sucks. So that would be a 7.
7. Okay.
It changes everything I'm gonna do now.
Okay, and so you put the good berry into Sola's mouth and look up, and with your dagger you just shove it up underneath, and you catch him kind of in his leg, and it's not the most critical of areas, but you draw blood. And Melsine, you are up as a wolf.
Can I still use my, because it's not a spell, can I use my extra dice, my circle of the...
Yeah, so as long as
Mhm.
it's not a spell, and
Right.
so long as you can see someone within 120
That's what I
feet,
thought.
you can give them the D6 of healing.
I forget,
We just
I-
got
would
some
be good too.
subscribers.
D6.
All of those we lost with the.
they also get temporary hit point too.
They do get
Yeah.
one. Was it
Just one
one temporary hit point?
per dice. Yeah.
The number of dice that you use.
Yes.
Got it. Yep.
So I'm gonna heal. I'm still a wolf, but I'm gonna heal Sola some more.
Okay.
5, and then so you get 5 more.
5 health plus 1 temporary hit point.
Correct.
Okay. So the temporary hit point comes off first, and then your normal.
And that was a bonus action.
That is a bonus action.
So I want to bite, move around to bite the.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And because I have pack tactics, I have advantage on my.
Is that a normal wolf as well, or just a
Yes.
dire wolf?
Just a normal wolf too?
Okay. Yeah. Take your attack with advantage.
Nice roll.
That's called knowing your character.
Yes. 18 plus.
That hits.
Okay. It is 2d4.
Do you have combos?
No.
Forgot one of the hobgoblins
4,
last time.
5, 6, 8. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Miss turn.
I know. I messed up. Okay.
Now he comes up.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He
say
suddenly gets 3
this
attacks.
guy
instead of
gets
2.
up and
Wait for me.
he surveys the situation and sees a giant wolf
Yeah. Knew that was
and
coming.
runs up behind you, effectively
fix
flanking
this.
you with this guy here. And so he rolls his advantaged multi-attack and martial advantage because there's an enemy next to.
Jeez.
Basically back tactics.
Basically back tactics.
See, you can still flank even though he's grappled.
There's an adjacent enemy.
Where's
Hold is an adjacent enemy. And so that is.
Goblin or humanoid?
I believe so.
I think so.
That's a 13.
Okay,
What-
so I just turn back to Melsine.
No, that's 13 to hit.
Oh, to hit?
What's the wool summon class?
Oh, crap. It hits.
That hits? Okay. So that is
13.
1, 2, 3, plus 1, 2.
Good God.
6 dice?
Because of martial advantage, you get 3d6 once per turn.
Wow.
6 and 6
Someone needs to get that
and 6.
ability on this team.
That is 28 points of damage to you.
Melsine again.
Okay.
Is that double what you have?
So,
No, so it's
does
all.
it carry over?
So it's all. Yeah, it's all of your wolf damage.
dead.
How much? What's your wolf? How much wolf health?
11.
Okay, and then how much? How much
I
did you have left?
8.
8. Okay, so that's 17.
I'll write to a solid
And then
9.
you had what's your?
Wait, no, that's not 19, right?
19. And
Yeah.
then what's your normal HP?
My normal HP is
Yeah.
22.
Okay,
Oh.
so then you're
Okay.
safe. You're down, but you're not.
Okay.
You're not instant killed. So your healer goes down, and that was his first attack. His second attack, he moves up
I don't know if we can either.
behind Hold and goes for an attack on you, Hold. And that is a 19 to hit. As he slashes his sword into you, and it just screeches across your armor, almost getting between the gaps, but not finding any damage to you. Meanwhile, the little goblin that's there takes a shot at Rygar up on the top, where Belk had pointed before, and where the other one had.
What goblin?
Yeah, what goblin? I don't even see one.
The only goblin there is on our side.
There's a goblin right
more
here.
up
Oh,
there.
I thought that
next
was
to-
stalag.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
Ha!
and that is
Yeah, I thought
a
it was
9
stone
to
as
hit.
well. I didn't see it.
Not gonna hit.
As it just bounces harmlessly at your feet on the ledge in front of you. Jax, you're up.
Alrighty, so nobody's mortal danger. Well, Melsina's on the ground.
I was saying.
What's?
I have
No,
nothing.
you
Oh,
haven't.
dead.
you're dead.
I'm dead.
Oh, she
Well, you
died.
haven't taken any.
No,
You haven't
right.
taken any fails yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't follow it up with a
Yes.
jab.
I appreciate the mercy.
Well, there's a lot of enemies, and you heal. So.
Yes, but I don't have any spell slots left.
Okay.
You succeeded.
She didn't have to roll.
Still, I don't want Melcine to die. I'll use my
Don't
last
forget you
spell
have a-
slot.
Good berry too.
I'll
Yeah,
give her
I
a
do.
good berry.
Yeah.
Where am I in relation to her? Can I get to her easily?
I think
So
you're friends.
you are right here, and are you trying to get up next to her?
Can I like popcorn toss it? Is she dead like this? Would that be an athletics check?
Disadvantage.
It lands in her nose.
And
Help me!
Jump shot.
with your
check.
full movement, you can get
Sorry.
up next to her.
Okay, I'm gonna use my full movement to get up next to her.
Okay?
Is it an action throwing?
It's an action to use the berry.
Okay, so I'm going to action to throw it into her.
Okay?
So you got a berry in your
So
mouth.
you
I got one
put the
hit
berry in
She
the
follows
mouth.
it up with some CPR, just mouth to mouth CPR.
So you have 1 hit point.
He's like, this isn't necessary.
This is an action, so I already used my action. I only have my bardic inspiration as an extra action.
Which you've used all 3 of them. So.
I have 4.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Then you have 1 left.
Well, good thing you didn't know that.
That's a good
I would
thing.
have had nothing.
Actually,
She has a couple spell slots.
did I use? I think I used one in the wolf battle, didn't I?
I have 1
I
spell
couldn't tell you.
slot and I have 1 bardic
Oh, there.
inspiration.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no.
So you have 1 left. You have
You're a
one left.
liar.
This is
No.
why
So I
people
have-
need to choose
One-
D&D over work.
Bardic inspiration.
Guys, if I could never work again, I would love that.
We need more subscribers for that to happen. You heard it, gang.
Yeah.
And we'll
Everybody
match it for
alive.
Toys for Tots this month. So
Oh yeah.
throw a subscription in there and kids get some toys. Come on.
And play. Who does the most amount of damage that's not dead? Rygar does. Can I bardically inspire Rygar? Shoot like the wind, Rygar! You get a d6.
It's like run like the wind
All
bullseye.
right. Yeah, I get it.
I'm clever, okay, guys?
That's right. I was trying to make your mama jokes before.
I heard, but I'm not making a. Your mama loves you so much that.
She'd be hurt if you died.
Yeah.
Eli, you are up.
She took out a really large life insurance policy.
She'd be happy if you died.
From Bell.
That's it. I'm on
Yes.
inspiration.
I know.
Can I? Where's Belk? I can't tell
Name
now
drop.
this cluster.
Belk is right there.
Time out. He's right next to me.
No, he's 5 feet away from you.
He's
Can I get in flanking in any
You
way,
cannot.
shape, or
He's
form?
already flanked between Hold and Morthos.
I'm gonna stab him.
Yeah. So you can.
I get advantage of because he's grappled.
You can step up here. You do not have advantage. Grappling doesn't give you advantage.
I disagree. But that's
Here's
fine.
why.
Yeah. Because I want it.
It's not bad.
Okay.
All
Go
right.
ahead and roll your attack.
And
If he
time-
was prone, he would have it. You would have advantage.
Time out. If she has one hit point laying on the ground behind him, is that not?
Yeah, I guess technically that would
She's
be.
not dead.
She is now threatening him, so
So-
you have advantage.
This is why I disagree.
You finally won one. You never win.
That's a 22.
That's true.
22 hits.
Yes. Kill it.
Spider on back. Should inspire the guy I'm trying to sleep with.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay. You slash him, and your lightning. He tries to parry, but he can't do so because of Hold restricting his movement. And you
Red arms.
slash across his chest. Your lightning just crackling out as it kind of just cooks his upper
Lately.
pecs.
And then I hit him with a how do you like them apples?
Right.
Vincent.
Who's left in that mass of humanoids?
So there's Belk,
Yeah.
and a hobgoblin lieutenant here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have a
Two out
goblin and a caster back here.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a chromatic orb on Belk, acid type.
I'm gonna say because there's 2 people prone in front of him, you can see him clearly.
Okay.
And
What's the AC?
22 hits.
Okay.
Yep, he is within the light spell that you cast before, so you see him clearly.
It's gonna be 19.
Blow him up.
19 hits.
Come on.
Please. 8, 10, 17.
17.
Is that all poison damage or
All acid damage.
Nice.
burn his face off like Harvey Dent?
Just half of it though.
Yeah, half.
You've got weird aim.
But only the top half.
Actually, like,
Alright.
but like a circular.
You can finish him.
Nice.
Woo! You have 3
Go
hits.
man.
Wait, how are you holding him? Full Nelson?
Half
No.
Nelson.
Headlock?
No, one hand. I had just stood up and grabbed him to try to hold his arm to his body.
I'm going like, is his back to me?
Hit side, his profile.
I'm going for the mass. So I'm going like right for center of mass with the acid. So it's gonna go spinning at his torso, his abdomen.
Right across
It's gonna
his
burn through his ribs.
Ooh.
And then you just see it dissolving the rest of his torso. And it kind of fizzles out as it comes out the other side. And you just see like all his insides like start drooping and
I feel like you've
drooling.
thought about this before.
So it just starts melting down. You just see like the skeleton on the inside.
And hold, you feel his body was tense and then just goes limp in your hand.
And he releases, he defecates in his pants one last time.
But that part of his body wasn't attached.
That's
It was on the ground.
It's very cartoonish.
Your
His
hunter's
legs
mark
are
is
still
now able to
standing
be
up.
moved.
Can I run up to Sola?
Does this count as a long rest?
And is it a bonus action to give her?
It's an action.
Okay. All right.
There is a one rogue class that has fast hands that can give things to other people
Okay.
as a bonus action, but it's an action for everyone else. Okay, very good, Vincent. Tony.
Great roll, too.
It really
That
was.
was.
That was huge.
Tony doing anything?
Good job, Milkman.
He's going to distract the hobgoblin that's left on the south side.
Yes.
The lieutenant?
Yes. Which one?
I need you to roll perception to see if you can see her.
Where is Tony anyway?
Right here.
Isn't there a hobgoblin like right to the south of him?
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
that
yeah.
one. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
flaps up, flappy.
Sorry.
Next attack against him has advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
Are you down?
Very good. Sola, you're up.
I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not even sure if you're up there.
We're just chilling on the
It's
floor.
Then I will move to the disadvantaged hobgoblin.
Okay, that's your full movement to get here.
And
Oh yeah.
yeah, because I have, and I will take an attack.
Okay, roll your attack with advantage.
Yes. Yeah, that
Here
hits.
you go. For 25.
Okay, roll your damage.
With a vengeance. I want to do this. I want to hit him with a
Okay, so slash. You slash
Like a
down
heavy
his
sword.
arm.
Ooh,
and,
now it is.
You avoid his shield, which he's trying to, and you kind of catch his shoulder and go down his arm,
Great.
doing a great deal of damage to his arm, but he still has a lot of vigor left as you go with your bonus action. No longer advantage.
Can we keep that on him though, for eyesight purposes?
21.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Yeah, that's really hard with all the rounds. 8.
8. Wow, that's a good round.
It is.
18.
And so as he kind of winces from his arm, you follow it up with a roundhouse elbow to the back of his head. Crack! As he's kind of dazed for a second and is now feeling it a lot more. Rygar.
He's in the
Can I
concussion
get into
protocol, so
cover
they
at
gotta
all?
take him off the
No,
field.
you're completely exposed up there.
Pretty exposed, okay.
Yep.
Just get off.
Yeah.
Remember, your mama loves you.
Oh, I know. Mama knows.
You like to
So
do
I'm gonna take a step
Shoot what
off.
your mama gave you.
Okay. You're jumping off? Okay,
Yeah.
roll acrobatics.
Acrobatics, that's a 9.
9. Take 3 damage as
Son of a gun.
you fail to avoid the stalagmites and land awkwardly and kind of
Did you just fall down?
and
Yeah.
jab yourself
Almost.
in the
You
side.
gave him an inspiration.
Yeah, you had a
for that.
D6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still use it. Dana?
He's got.
I'm gonna remain and gonna
Last
do
time I give him a compliment.
Hail of Thorns
I thought you could
Okay.
do
towards
after you
the
roll.
caster.
Okay, the caster is in 3/4 cover.
Okay, how
I thought
about
that was
the
guidance has to be with.
The goblin
Goblin.
is not. You can see that one clearly.
Does he lose Hunter's Mark if he does this?
Guidance is not.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
He has an
No,
hour.
she's
Huh?
saying
He has
you
an
add it
hour.
after you.
All right.
I just
So-
making sure.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's
18 hits.
Well, plus stuff.
24. But
They both hit. Yep.
okay.
So the 18 hits the goblin that you're aiming at.
Good idea.
That's your D8 on your goblin, and then roll a D6. You need to make 2 dex saves.
Okay. 2d6s you said.
Yep, that's a 19. So the captain succeeds, and that is a 15 for the goblin.
Okay.
So they both take half damage on that, I believe. So the 5 is the original arrow, right? Plus what?
4.
5 plus 4.
It should be 17.
Okay.
9 plus 8 is 17.
So the arrow that you shot pierces the goblin, and he just goes down.
Oh,
Nice.
As right behind it, a split second, as the arrow was going out, it spread out as the whole area is covered with tiny piercing thorns that come down and pepper the body of the goblin. Total overkill. And the hobgoblin makes the save, so takes half damage. That's what 4 and 4 is.
8.
So Hunter's Mark is 2d6? Is that what that was? I'm sorry, Hail of Thorns is 2d6 damage?
1d10.
Okay, so then those 2d6s shouldn't have been rolled.
Okay.
So just roll a d10.
Oh my goodness, I just thought of the greatest inspiration anytime I inspire Paul.
6.
6, okay, so it takes 3 piercing
What's that,
damage.
a 9?
That's a 6.
Okay, very good. That was Rygar. The hobgoblin.
Which one died that Rhaegar just killed? Rhaegar?
The
The
goblin.
The
little
little
goblin.
goblin. Sorry, I'll take it off.
Okay, thank you.
So we've got one hobgoblin by the cluster down
And the
below,
caster.
And one
and the
by
caster goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
This hobgoblin, having just been hit by Sola, turns and takes his 2 attacks
figured.
against you again. It's a crit fail on the first one.
Nice. That means he doesn't get the other one, right?
Depends on what he rolls. 11.
Goblin, the jugular.
And as you parry it with your sword, he swings through and actually gouges his own leg
Oh my.
What an
God.
idiot.
and hits himself for 3 piercing damage.
Finishes himself
And
off.
he dies. I hope so.
And the
gets
second
the
one
kill.
against you
He gets the
is a 2.
Yeah! I'm
Uh,
alive!
And you easily dodge out of the way as he looks at Bill and sees what's going on and starts running away.
Oh no, he doesn't. I will attack him on his way away.
You each get opportunities attack. Each opportunity attacks.
Love it.
shooting craps.
No.
I see nothing's changed.
Yeah,
Plus
no.
24.
11?
Not at all.
11 does not hit.
24.
24 does hit.
Clothesline.
Baby,
Clothesline.
come on, baby.
7.
7 damage.
Yes.
And he gets smashed in his back with your fist, and he kind of stumbles and just catches himself and continues forward. As
Actually, I want to hit him with the body, the half body.
so you kind of smash him with Belt's body.
Cover him in guts and blood,
An acid.
so that I can follow his trail.
That should be an acid damage attack.
This hobgoblin steps out and surveys the situation and conjures 3 more of those fire and
gonna die this time.
and points at
Well, it was me last time.
Rhaegar and Jax. It's a 17 to hit Jax.
Yes, he does.
Okay, that is 7 fire damage to you. Rhaegar, that is a 23 to hit.
Son of a gun.
That's not right.
And
Matt.
that is 6 fire damage to
I wrote a 9.
Down.
You're good.
you. Rhaegar goes down.
Right.
Ryher's down now? Jeez.
And another one against you, Jax.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 19 on the die.
Yeah, that hits me.
And that is a 9 fire damage to
Oh
hit.
my.
Good thing I did my math right. Okay.
Okay.
Didn't there.
And
Wait, no, that was 9 damage.
11 minus 9 is what?
3. No, 2.
No.
Hi guys, my name is Hannah. I do math to save lives. That's my career.
Where's he going?
He's got a lot.
I'm not done with him.
I don't like
she's
this.
30 feet moving.
Because I'm running.
Okay.
That's 30 feet.
Yeah. Oh, there's still one goblin. He's cowering. He's not doing anything.
What goblin?
The goblin behind Hold. Who's
Our
kinda
goblin.
hiding.
I
Our
Your
goblin.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
isn't that goblin on our side?
He is. He's not. He's just watching
He's
this.
just crying.
He's cheering that Belk is dead. Kind of doing a little joy dance. Happy, happy,
I
joy,
still
joy.
feel bad about it.
Okay, and
It makes me sad.
Hold, you're up.
I'm going to chase after him. And I'll be able to get right next to him.
Do you want? This is rough terrain, so you have to go around it.
Yeah, I'll go around. That's
5,
fine.
10, 15, 20, 25.
No,
30.
no, you counted 5 as my first spot.
You were here?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yes.
So you get right next to him.
And I hit him with the body of his boss.
So you smash him again.
I'm just
roll
gonna keep
roll your
You're
attack.
holding on to the base of his pelvis.
Yep.
It's just bone.
Sure.
Like a femur.
Oh.
19.
19 hits.
Come on!
Hit him good.
Get him good. 6.
Might be going down.
He's crossing something
And
out.
so as you swing the body over, the hands of Belk, as he was so tense, right? The kind of rigor mortis is there, and one of Belk's swords just slashes down
That's an improvised weapon, folks.
and impales him right in the neck, kind of near the collarbone, as they both just crash in a heap, motionless in front of you.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I like it.
As you look over and see a hobgoblin there.
Scream at it.
Okay. And Northos, you're up.
Oh, you killed the hobgoblin.
You don't currently see any enemies. Roll perception.
Nat 20.
Woo! You see everything. Always.
You do notice Rygar's body limp against the stalagmites next to the impaled goblin and one of the hobgoblins.
Oh,
Too bad I can't do nothing to help you.
I impaled the goblin.
Well, I saw Hold run off, so we're gonna run right up behind Hold.
Okay, as you run up behind Hold, you see another hobgoblin.
And can I pull out, let's see, what, 5, 10, 15, 20,
This is 30 feet right there.
it's 30?
And
5, 10. Am I
you-
within 30?
With your roll of 20, you do see her, and you are within 30 feet, but from where you are, that would be half cover for her through the stalagmites here.
What does half cover mean? A
It
disadvantage?
just means she just says extra
Extra?
armor, technically,
Alright.
so she's harder to hit. +2 to her AC for half. I think.
Can you ready your action as a bonus action? Or no?
Yeah, +2. Can you
Ready your action for the next turn
ready your
as a
Thanks,
bonus action? Like if
Whatever.
I would move, if I would use my action to move, to dash,
Yep.
then can I ready my action?
So you've used your movement.
Movement, right.
You can use a bonus action to dash,
Dash.
and then you can still take your attack.
Right.
That was cool.
Yeah,
That
let's
was cool.
do that. Right? Because let's hope somebody else.
Subscription.
When someone subscribes, there's like a.
So you're right up next to him,
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
and you're taking your attack,
Yeah,
or are you holding
sure.
your attack?
No, I'm gonna take my attack.
Take your attack, all right? It's a normal attack.
24.
24 hits. Roll your damage.
Yes. Gonna be 8.
8. Nice. Okay. As you slash her, she lets out a yell, and she is angrily preparing a spell
Yeah.
to melt your face.
I know. Somebody else gets there.
All right, Melcine.
I would like to stand up.
So that's half of your movement.
Right. And I'd like to move.
Roll perception.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I don't perceive much of anything. How does 9 sound?
So as you're standing up in the midst of this, your body having been just annihilated from behind, you feel the wounds still bleeding, but you feel like your body is stabilizing, and you just see Morthos kind of flash by ahead of you. You have no idea that Rygar is down.
Okay. I would like to use some of my movement to move up towards where I saw Morthos.
So you have 15 feet of movement left.
Right.
You can get to here,
Okay.
and you don't see any enemies from where you are.
Okay. And now do I see? Wait, where is Rygar?
Rygar is on the ground right here.
Oh. Okay, that's not exactly what I want. I thought he was up further.
Well, you don't know where. You don't see him anyway.
No. Okay. All right.
Okay, Jax, you're up.
So I can't see anything. I'm gonna.
Can you roll
tuck around.
perception?
Yeah, I can. Ooh, very perceptive today. 19.
19. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Rygar in the midst of the stalagmites, still and motionless, and you also see
Like
all of these guys.
Dead, motionless.
Like you
down.
know that he is looking
Has
pretty
no hit
unconscious.
points.
Has no hit points, motionless.
As opposed to my
It's his
one
own
hit
dang
point.
fault. I tried to tell him his mom loved him, but I have
Dying anyway.
2 hit points. This is a tough moral decision.
Totally heal yourself. That's what Jax would do.
That's what I'm saying, but she's gonna chug back the healing potion because that's the most way to get the amount of healing.
Okay, so you're
What is that,
using a healing
2d4?
potion.
Yeah,
So it's a-
I've got a minor healing.
2d4 plus 2.
You don't have a triangle.
I do.
Okay.
So mark off one of your potions.
Yeah, I only have one.
Ooh.
5 plus 4. You said 2.
2d4 plus 2.
7.
7 health to you.
Nice. Go
That
me.
is your action. No, it's a bonus action. It's a bonus action to give it to yourself. That's a bonus action.
Nice. It is what Jax would do. Alrighty. So now that I'm less dead, I do care about Rygar, unfortunately. So I'll heal him.
All right. So you're gonna do your healing word.
Yes, I am.
So roll your d4
That's
plus
D4
4.
plus spellcasting ability.
Oh, sorry, D4. You got one right there.
Yes, I do.
Wait, did I take the wrong one?
Yeah, that one's mine.
Isn't it plus my charisma?
Plus your
Your charisma, which is a plus 4, right?
right here.
Plus 6?
Right here.
Oh. Oh, that's my saving
Saving
throw.
throw.
7.
7. Very good. So you get 7 health back, and you are alive.
Hi.
Very good. Eli, you're up.
Or business.
Did I see Rhaegar go down?
You did see the Rygar go down.
So I'm gonna yell out to you, because Rhaegar's my friend.
I got him.
Is he okay?
He'll live.
All right. Oh, he's good. All right. It's just the black lung.
He's just got kicked.
So I want to move up. Did I see Caster Havo?
Roll perception.
All right.
With
18.
no. In dark, it's darkness back
Oh,
there.
that's right. I can't see anything. Then what I would do is still I'd go over to Rhaegar.
Over to Rhaegar?
Yep. Because I don't know if there's something else coming still. And I'm just gonna kind of get into a defensive position until he can.
Aww.
Okay, very good.
Do
So you were
something.
there defending him on the ground, looking down, and you see that he is breathing and kind of his armor is burned and patchworked. He's probably going to need to get some new armor, as well as you, Melcene. Your leather armor is also kind of torn up. So you're for all intents and purposes, after this battle, you'll need to restock that. Sola, you don't wear armor, so you're
No, I
good.
do not. Your feet are charred.
Vincent, you're
You
up.
need new feet.
Would I,
I just need the new
would I
back.
have noticed where the caster went?
Um,
I'm still by the
you
stalagmites,
saw her.
right?
Yeah, you would have. Well, roll perception, because you never tried to attack her. You were always focused over here.
Nope, that's
on
a 5.
Yeah,
6.
so you're really not at all aware that there's another hobgoblin out there.
Thriving
You know
against
people are
elves.
running in a direction, but you don't see any enemies.
I'm just gonna go straight north to see if there's any other threats.
Up this way
Yeah,
Okay.
as far as I can go.
with dash. That's 30 feet right there.
Let's do like another. Yeah, let's do the full dash.
Back up the torch out of the light. So that's the orange circle.
That is now you get to darkness right there.
Okay.
You don't see anything ahead of you. Is that what you're doing? You see nothing ahead of you. It's all darkness.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Okay. Tony, you don't see anything. I mean, you can.
Where is Tony right now?
Tony is right next to Sola.
I'm gonna just go call him towards me.
Okay. So he flies up and lands on a stalagmite next to you. There's a stalagmite there.
Black.
And Sola, you're up.
I'd like to run in the same direction Morthos ran.
25 feet to there, you see the enemy.
No, you're obsessed.
Oh, that's only 25 feet.
You have 5 feet of movement left.
Can you throw a dart?
Yeah, I'm
How
gonna
many
have
darts
to.
do you have left?
7.
11D.
Okay, because you used one this battle already,
Yep,
right?
I had
Okay.
8.
Okay. So you're gonna throw it out from there?
I'll move. Yeah, I'll just throw it out from there.
Okay, roll your attack.
Jeez.
Alright, doesn't hit. It was like a 5. Oh, plus 6.
Yeah, that.
Which is, can I be, I'm bardically expired. Can I use a,
Go for it.
what was that? 5 plus 6 is 11?
16.
16?
So you throw the dart, and it looks like it is gonna hit her square. And at the last second, she just dodges out of the way, Matrix style, as it just kind of goes past her.
Dang it, I was hoping to.
Rygar, you're up.
So you can really
Okay.
cool haircut.
I'd like to,
Stand up is half your movement.
stand up. What happened?
Your mom loves you.
Was it you?
This is no. What? No, it was not me. I think it was her. Was it
Your
you?
mom loves you.
Thank you.
I don't know if she's calling her your mom in this scenario or something. That's weird.
Oh,
Oedipus.
that
or
kind of
whatever.
went right over my head. Where's that caster?
What caster?
The one that knocked me down.
I have no clue.
And that's 6 seconds. Okay.
That's fine.
You have 15 feet of movement left if you would care to move anywhere.
No, I'm gonna stay.
Okay, very good. The enemy is up, and you see her put out her hands like this, and she sees Hold, and she waits.
Oh.
And Hold, you're up.
Yeah, I'm running in the. I
And as
can't
soon as
see,
you take
but
5
I'm
steps
running in the
forward-
direction that he went.
As soon as you take 5 steps forward, the fire erupts from her hands. I need Morthos, Sola, and Hold to make dex saves.
Well, I got no more
Oh,
healing
you're
left.
okay.
Dex save? Oh,
Dex save?
Dex
You're not
save.
okay.
16.
I'm at 24.
And
24.
you're really
Yeah.
dexy, aren't you?
I have a plus
Four-
6. It
so
was
you-
on
Dexy.
a
She's so
14
dexy.
and it rolled off. I'm only a 9.
I'm a 14.
Sola fails. What were you?
14.
14.
Is that a success?
Right.
You better get all the failed saves out of me now that you can, brother.
14 succeeds.
Oh.
So you take half damage, hold. Sola, you take full damage.
Those
Morthos, you take
You
So I take quarter
succeed.
damage?
You take
You still take damage.
half damage.
Even though I'm fire resistant.
Wait, what kind of damage is this?
Oh yeah, you take quarter damage.
Quarter damage.
This is fire
I was
damage.
counting on
I'm
it.
so
Yes.
much math.
Okay.
So much
I'm so glad I'm not quarter anything.
That is 12 fire damage.
Oh.
So you take 3, hold you take 6, and Sola you take the full 12.
Are you down?
You take the full 12. So Sola's down. Okay.
I might believe
She then continues to back up.
No, she can't.
Give her the head.
Oh, you're right.
It's my
You're right.
turn.
You're right.
It's all
Because she
turn
held her
still.
action.
Yeah.
Yep. So she is right there.
And so
Thank you.
I'm
Hold.
actually running through Sola,
Yep.
and this is wherever I heard the noise coming from, I'm gonna swing. So it's gonna be
Roll
probably
perception.
disadvantage.
Roll perception
Okay.
Maybe not.
with disadvantage because it's in the pure darkness.
I'm basing this on hearing.
Okay. Roll perception.
Even with the fire?
I say fire.
But yeah, I mean, I
flew
can't
out.
see,
You
I
should
know.
have a pretty
Nope.
good idea where it's
Oh
at.
my.
Good luck.
Dude, Morthos
Good
is
luck,
going down.
Morthos.
Roll your attack. What'd you
Shoot.
roll? A 1. Roll
You're
your
all
attack.
giddy because you got a 3 on the fire, and here comes a fist to the face.
Yep.
And
That was a
roll,
perception
wait, roll
roll.
with advantage.
Advantage?
Yep, because he's flanked.
That'll spit my drink out.
17, young man.
That hits.
16, yeah.
Yeah, roll
But
your
you failed
damage.
on your perception check.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's why.
man.
He crit failed.
I heard
That's what it
I
was.
heard him as the
Yeah.
fire thrower. I'm sorry.
Oh.
4.
8 damage.
Chances
I'm
are.
done.
What? I better get XP for that. They got a player
And
character.
Martha, you connect strong.
I got you good.
And you feel the body go limp and go down, and you feel like victory. Hell will be pleased with
Got him.
my actions this day.
That's
Huh?
right.
All right, and
Morthos was
Morthos,
talking
I
about a
need
new
death
character.
save from you, my friend.
Okay, craps.
Wait,
Something.
that's
Can I reroll that?
No, what was it? It
Doesn't matter.
It
It's a
was
7 either way.
It was-
Okay, I saw it was a single digit. So that's one failure for you. Melcine,
Oh boy.
you are up.
If I
And
was
you do
down
not have
for
dark
one,
vision, right?
failure.
And I don't.
So you don't see anything going on in here. You
Okay,
hear, you
I'm
saw
gonna light my
fire
torch.
erupt. You saw fire erupt.
Okay.
You saw Sola go down from that fire.
Okay.
And then you hear a punch and another body go down.
Oh,
But you
God.
don't see
Oh my
anything.
gosh.
Mm.
All right. I have a torch. Can I light my torch?
That would be your action to light the torch.
Oh, that being. So if I
'Cause
do
it
a
is unlit.
medicine check, is that an action or a bonus action?
A medicine check to do what?
Well, I want to light my torch.
That's an
I
action.
want to see Sola down,
Should be down.
and I want
To
do a
stabilize her is also an action.
That's what I was.
Yep.
But if I'm
Okay.
down, do you need a medicine check?
Medicine check to stabilize.
Yeah.
You're down.
That guy So if I don't light my torch, can I perceive her down?
Roll perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, 5.
You know
How's
nothing.
11?
You think you see the silhouette of a body lying about 15 feet ahead of you.
Well, I'm gonna medicine check her.
So you move up to her,
Okay.
and you can roll a medicine check to see if you stabilize her.
Okay. 25.
Sola, you are stabilized. You have no health, you're still unconscious, but you are not bleeding out.
Yay!
Okay?
Is that
Very
how
good.
you do death saves?
So you don't have to do death saves.
You're basically.
Jax, you are up. And you
Okay.
have no idea what's going on the other side of the cavern.
Okay. Who am I? Which one am I?
You're next to me.
You are right there.
Okay, that's what I thought. I am gonna make sure everybody's okay. I can't hear anything. I can't see anything.
I turned mine off. It's my battery.
So, can I ask you guys where everybody else is?
Who are you asking that?
Rygar seems to know more.
Well,
Where's everyone else?
Before I went down, they went towards the left.
Did I hear her say
I
that?
don't know.
You're on the other side.
You're on the
of
other side.
I was gonna say the bad guy's down right here.
Well, she doesn't sound like she's yelling it out.
No,
so
I'm
she
not.
was
I was just asking him.
I
Okay.
don't know.
And 6
Yeah.
seconds.
That's.
So it's your action. You still have movement.
I'm not gonna go anywhere.
Okay, Eli, you're up.
I'm gonna go over and pick up the torch.
So you go 15 feet, pick up the torch.
Right.
Talking in this game is an action.
And then I'm going
That's your
to-
bonus action.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna start moving towards where I think people
it's
went.
a free action.
So you see, just on the edge of this, you see
Keeps it to a minute.
Vincent there,
Then-
and you know people went around the other side.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards Vincent.
Okay. So that's your full movement there. You
That's all I
still,
can do.
yeah, that's all you can do
My
because
bonus
you
action
use
is
your bonus
picking
action.
it
to
up.
pick up. Yep.
Can I use an action for movement?
No.
Or can I use my action to pick up and my
So you
bonus
can
action
you
to
can
move?
take a dash action. So that you can do that with your action.
Okay, then I
So you
want
can move another 30 feet.
I may not move the full. I want to turn the corner and see what I can perceive.
So you get there, you have 15 feet of movement left,
Wow.
and you see Morthos down, Hobgoblin up, and Hold with a smile on his face, having just completed a Mike Tyson knockout punch.
So can I can't do this. All right. I'm gonna move.
You have 15 feet left.
Yeah, I know Hold can't see in the dark like me,
He did that.
so I'm gonna move up.
If you move up 5 feet, he will be within the radius of the torch.
I'm gonna move up 5 more feet until I think he can see.
So you step in front of Vincent to provide some cover for him.
Right.
Oh no.
And,
And I finally see that Morthos is
and you
down.
see that Morthos is now at your feet.
Oh no.
Is that what your face made?
Can I yell one more thing, or is that you calling that an action?
That was your. I
Alright.
used everything there. I mean, what you can yell like.
Morthos is down.
So you yell it out loud. That echoes through the cavern. Morthos is down. Jack's roll perception, just to.
Nice. 18.
You hear it.
Okay.
Rygar, what'd you
I was
roll?
gonna chase after you
Okay,
anyways. I don't.
you hear a noise, but you can't quite make it out through the echoes in the cavern. Vincent, you're
Still
up.
echoing in the ears.
I'm
With,
assuming
with
I.
that, with that torch now illuminating things, you see the same thing.
Well, plus I would have seen like the spell go off anyway, right?
You saw the fire erupt, but you didn't see Morthos go down.
Okay. I'm just gonna cast sleep on the cast this so the caster is just on the inside of the spell rating, but nobody else.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your dice.
Can I get a
Yeah.
10, 12, 17, 20.
She staggers and then catches herself with her staff and does not go down.
Oh
kidding me.
my god.
Tony is up.
That was a lot.
So she's got more than 20.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Tony's gonna distract her.
Tony distracts her. She next attack has advantage against her. Sola, you are effectively out of the combat at this point. Rygar,
Apparently twice.
Jax, this way. Eli ran up here.
Coming.
And I'm gonna run, hightail it towards that way.
that's 30 feet. You're gonna
I
keep going?
have 35 feet.
Oh, 35?
I've been waiting to
there.
just. He's been shortchanging himself for 10 seconds.
Fair enough. Roll perception.
Okay.
Come on.
19.
You can see her through the stalagmites there.
Hunter's mark, please.
Yep, so she
Attaboy.
is hunter's marked.
Okay.
She'll do 22 damage.
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's not
Oh
gonna do it.
man.
As you rush up and kind of come to a stop.
Bardic inspiration, but
It's not with
no,
advantage.
no, No, she
She gave
it
it
a
another
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah, no.
What'd you- what'd
No,
you roll?
nobody over
I
there.
rolled a 2
Plus
Yeah,
6
yeah.
plus
I mean, you can use it.
8.
It's
No.
not. No.
Not gonna-
It's
He's
not
like,
with
yeah, go
advantage.
ahead.
He's distracted, isn't it? With advantage.
Oh.
It is with advantage.
Oh.
Roll
Yes!
Yes!
Get him!
That's better.
We'll see.
It's a
You have.
12. and
You also
then
have the bardic inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration. Let's do it.
Okay.
You remember how much your mother loves you.
Come on.
9.
Both your mother and your mom.
That's a 9.
I think it's a 9.
No, the dot's actually at the bottom.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
The dot
It's
from
a
Doff.
6.
It's a
I
9.
actually
No,
think
this
you
is a
turned
6,
it down.
this
So
one's
it's
a 9.
12. It's 12, and you're using your inspiration. Go
Oh,
ahead.
boy.
Come on, roll
Yeah.
big. Big
6.
money, big money.
Hey, that's
17.
exactly what you needed.
It was an 18.
You had a 1/3 chance, and you made it.
Yes!
Alright.
Do it.
Finish her.
Yeah.
20 points.
He's gonna do a lot of damage.
Shoot
Come
him in
on.
the balls.
Okay.
Kick 'em, fly
Now
'em.
it's up. Hopefully I get the kill shot.
11.
11, right.
11. Okay, very good.
Nice.
Are we doing kill shot XP?
And
I don't
No.
think so.
Whoever
no,
gets
I
the
haven't.
kill gets.
I'm marking who's getting the kills, but I'm not
Keep
giving the
track.
extra
It'll
experience
probably
for
be
it.
worth something. one day.
Maybe.
I
In
don't.
game, it
I
might be
don't do
something.
anything for
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, you
First
do.
person to 100 kills.
I mean, there's a reason for it all.
Gets a dollar.
She begins. She just starts running backwards,
In the world.
and as she does, before she does so, she kind of over her shoulder looks back, and lets up 3 magic missiles,
Oh boy.
and they fly backwards at Eli, all impacting against you, just because they're.
Oh my gosh.
Because you haven't been down yet.
Can I
He's
flip
been
you off
close.
on camera?
Ooh, I rolled 3 4s.
Yeah!
That's awesome.
12
Oh wait, no,
yeah,
that's
that's
your
not
damage.
damage. That's not good for you.
That's not good at all.
I have 1 core left.
That's 7 damage.
That's it's 3d4 plus 3, right? Yep. So that's
Plus 1 for each.
15.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down.
So Eli goes
15.
down, and the torch drops there as
Wait,
Eli goes down,
Didn't you hit him?
and then she steps 4 feet of movement into the darkness.
Hello, darkness, mild.
We didn't even get the quest
Cold,
yet,
you are up.
guys. Yeah, where's Rita?
How much light does it look like from that torch is going into that little hallway?
So it's 20 feet and then 10 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20. It goes right to the edge of the hallway until it gets dim light.
Y'all left me in the dust.
We were slow to react. Coming!
Realizing that most likely it can't be proven, Hold whacked him in the back of the head. He will avenge the down Morphos and run past and try to follow.
Okay.
I have an elderberry.
Did you at least pick up the
I do have
A
a
good
sword.
berry.
the torch on your way?
I like elderberry
That's
better.
not how I roll though.
So you follow right in, and it starts to narrow, but you can get through. You don't.
Do I see anything?
You roll perception. You're right on the edge of. You're peering into darkness, so roll at disadvantage.
Same. 12.
You see the silhouette of her body.
Alright.
Oh dang, that narrow.
And you can dash up to her if you like.
Oh.
You can't get past her, but you can dash up to her.
You can dash over.
Wildebeest style.
Sorcerer got run over by a hold.
It's true.
You guys all see Hole disappear into the dark.
I
Well,
see nothing.
Vincent sees Hole disappear into
I
the
don't
dark.
see anything
I don't
either.
see anything.
I also see.
I will.
Yeah, you
60 feet.
actually see him right. If he took the dash, you see him right next to her.
Alright, I'm chasing. I'm gonna chase.
Okay, so you are right next to her.
And I'm just because now I know I'm running into a cave, I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra energy.
Well, your bonus action was to dash.
No, that's my action. I don't have a bonus action dash. That's my action.
So that's your movement action. Yes, yes. Thank you.
I don't know. This is my bonus action.
Yep. So this is your bonus action. You're right.
So I'm just gonna heal a bit.
So you are.
So I just healed 4.
So he kind of centers himself and kind of focuses,
Solar powered.
and the adrenaline courses through his body as Morthos.
He's so
I need a death save from you.
Yep.
Good.
Nice.
18.
That's a success. Very good, Melcine.
I can't really
You are
see anything.
the torch here illuminates. You see Morthos on the
Oh, I
ground.
do see Morthos on the ground. I want to move over to Morthos, and I have a good berry. I want to give Morthos a good berry.
All right, so the good berry goes in. Morthos, you have 1 health, and that was 15 feet of your movement. You can move forward further if you like.
And that was an action, right, to give him the good berry?
That was your action.
Who else? Is there anybody else? Wait, Eli's down, but I
Eli's
don't know
down.
that.
How do you not know that?
Wait, where?
I'm laying on the
You're
ground.
the one having with the torch?
The
Yeah.
torch.
The torch is-
All right.
Yeah.
I do.
It's
I
on the
do want to move over. I can't do a medicine check, but I do want to move over that way.
So you can get up right next to him.
Yeah, that sounds
And
good.
next turn you can do the medicine
Yep.
check. Jax, you're up.
Guys, wait for me! I'm gonna run and get up to them. I'm scared. It's dark.
Actually, no, it's quite late.
That's 30 feet right there. You
We
can
have a giant torch.
dash forward if you like.
Am I still in the dark?
You are in light.
Okay. Then nope. I see everybody. I'm okay. And
You do see Eli down.
I can't do
I don't
anything
think
to
you don't
Eli,
have any spells left.
and I really don't
Yeah.
have any particularly good or bad feelings towards him.
He
So-
denied you.
Oh, Eli's down.
Eli's down.
Eli, I just sprint to Eli.
Okay.
It was. I thought it was more than us.
Okay, so you have 10 feet of movement left, but you do get up to his side. Do you want to keep going?
Can I do a medicine check on him?
That would be an action, so you use your movement and your action to get
Then
up
I don't
there.
have anything else. I'm just gonna
Eli, death save.
hold your head in my lap.
Failure. As the blood is just spilling out of him from
I'm gonna
these,
start crying.
these impacts of magic missile, as the flash of all of the loss that you've incurred the
I'm
last
just
day.
gonna
This is like
cuddle your head.
compounded. Vincent, you are up.
The torch is still on.
It is on the ground next to
Literally
him.
on me.
I'm gonna grab it off
So
you
you
so it
pick-
starts
wait,
burning.
So that's your bonus
Smart.
action.
I'm gonna start running where the caster went,
Okay.
and as soon as I see him, I will cast Firebolt.
So you can get right up there. Hold. You are in line. You see him clearly, and firebolt.
Come on, baby.
Nice.
Non-natural 20.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Oh, come on. Give me the opportunity attack. Just
No.
destroy the world.
You already punched. What's
Come
his
on.
name?
1. Roll a 1.
That's a 5.
5. Okay. Very good. As the firebolt smashes into her back, as she is turning to run, she looks and turns and sees Hole there. Her eyes go wide, not knowing if she's going to be able to get away. Tony.
Distract.
Tony flies up using just about his full movement and distracts her. Next attack against her has advantage. Sola, nothing. Rygar,
I'd like to move up to Eli.
Right behind her.
you're up to Eli.
And for my bonus action, can I give Eli?
It's an action to give him the good berry.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Do it.
I'm sure you want me to do it. All right, as he's being coddled, I will.
So
Give him the good
Jack is
berry.
there holding his head. She kind of opens his mouth up, about to give him CPR. You kind of move her aside and just put the good berry in, and his eyes pop open, being held by Jax, and you feel his body kind of tense and then kind of relax.
Oh, so cute.
And
You missed it.
What happened?
You and Jax are having a moment.
Oh gosh.
Thanks to
Alright.
Rygar.
and
Think I'm in my lady
I
form.
lost the arm.
No longer can she cast.
and so you have 1 hit point, Eli.
You relaxed into me.
As-
You were safe and alive.
As she is out of spells, and
Get her hold.
she just she turns to you and reaches out with her hand to touch you, Hole, to do, and it's kind of shocking with electric. And she goes to touch you,
Bring it on, bro.
and ooh, that's an 18 on the die. 21
Handle that level of loss.
hits.
You did
And so she does 6 lightning damage to you.
Shoot. He tries to laugh, but it's like.
As you're, this is the first time that you experience this electrocution,
Pain.
and your body tenses. Technically, she had advantage on that because you're made of metal, but and she begins to run backwards further.
Oh, opportunity attack. Oh, I can't take a reaction.
Can't take a reaction.
That's why she
Rats.
did it.
That's some BS right
She's
there.
so smart. And by she, I mean Matthew.
Hold,
fits.
you're up.
Alright, so I got enough vision because of that fire, right?
Yeah,
Behind-
you-
right behind me.
So you can.
I'm gonna chase her down
Is
and
Tony holding
punch her
the-
in the head.
Was Tony holding the torch?
Well, unless she has 35-foot movement speed.
So she was here.
I'll hand it off to you. Just keep handing the torch out. You know there's something in there.
I don't think he'll be able to fit anymore. Look at how tiny that is. Like he's gonna get stuck. We're gonna have to get the butter out.
Yeah, just around the corner as you turn, you catch up with her. As you're at the very edge of the torchlight, you can make your attack normally. No, with advantage because the next attack has advantage.
Punch her in the mouth.
Come
Come on, Hog.
baby.
Yes.
15.
23.
That hits. Roll your
Oh,
damage.
I'm sorry. 21.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Man, I wish I had more than fists.
Yeah.
7.
7.
One day.
How do you want to finish it?
Yes! You got it!
In fact, this is how I will
Pull the
punch.
chamber.
And I wanted to just slam her head so hard that it bounces off the rock back and forth a couple times. It's like a dribbling basketball.
Down through, and her head just smashes like
I do have
a
issues.
watermelon against the rocks as you swing through with your follow through, and she goes down in a heap of gore, and
Loot her.
you have conquered the cave.
With one goblin to
That was a
spare.
tough one.
He's on our side.
Saved one.
Technically,
3.
Let's keep
yeah,
him.
Oh, there's more?
There's the other.
yeah.
There's
Holy ran.
I thought they died.
Flint and
Flint
whatever.
and whatever the girl he was trying to
We actually
promote
see-
her after.
See, Hole didn't pay attention to that for some reason. I don't know what happened.
All right, well,
Someone get Brock's swords.
you guys have cleared everything out.
Oh yeah. I'm dragging this hobgoblin back out to the crew.
Okay, and so Sola is still unconscious on the ground. Morthos is
I have
1 hit point. Eli has 1 hit point.
Yeah, he does.
And the goblins start to kind of walk out, and there are other goblins who start coming out of this one here, non-combatant goblins. A couple of them are holding little children goblins, and it looks like they're just
Goblinos.
not warriors, as they kind of
We
are
have to kill them.
are looking at the carnage before them.
The women and the
Can I
children.
see
too.
any of them?
As this light is on here and you have the torch, I'm going to say that as you kind of all come back together, you would see them. Before we have any conversations, that's where we're going to pick things up
30.
next.
We didn't die. We didn't loot.
Hey!
We're pretty
Not
close.
yet.
I'm going.
You loot and we
I'll save you.
probably shouldn't repeat
I'll tell you what.
Too
We'll
many
let you.
down.
I'll tell you what. We'll let you loot just for the sake of getting that out of the way. So, who
Well,
is looting?
Is that water up in the
I definitely
corner?
This is water up here. Yeah.
I would like to take some water and kind of clean off the ogre. Just
I'm looting the
Out of
ogre, so
out
don't
of
clean him.
respect to kind of clean
You
off.
try to stand up, and I'm like, no!
You can clean him so that I can see him better to
I'll lay
loot.
here.
Okay. So I need who's doing the looting? I can allow 2 people to loot who have who are going to be the 2 looters who are checking everything.
I'll loot with.
I'm looting.
I can barely walk.
Say
Right.
What's
So 2 of you.
what's the stat for looting?
This is investigation.
Should probably let
Oh,
that
I'll
guy-
do that.
I would say
I
I'd like to
mean,
do
that's
that.
meta. I'm looting.
Is that hold like?
Is hold looting?
Is hold looting?
Why not?
So
I
Hold
don't
is
know why only
looting
2
and
people are
Morthos
looting,
is
but I'm
following
looting,
around.
No matter how many people.
So
are looting.
are you rolling for yourself, or are you giving him? Are you helping him to loot?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
So the guy who can't see is looting in the darkness. And
I got the
No,
torch.
he just said we could see.
Yeah. So they're
Doesn't matter.
yeah. So are you both? You both can roll your investigation.
I just wanted to see. I'll help you.
Oh, you're helping him. So then you roll with advantage, Morthos.
Why not?
Still not much better.
Investigation.
16.
16. All right.
Nice.
So you find several different things.
They keep half of it.
I don't know.
Did
You
say
jerk.
goodbye.
Still has platinum, doesn't
As you kind of move forward into the area here where she was killed, you see that there's a makeshift. You see that there's a. Where is it here?
Ooh, I can't wait to go after that other cave too.
You find a chest in there next to a little throne, and it's unlocked. And inside you find 800 gold.
Whoa.
Well, through various types of coins, the equivalent
So
of
we're all
800
gonna get
gold.
Luckily, I'm helping him, or he'd pocket that.
I was
crap.
about to say we're gonna get 2 gold each, except for
800
Sola.
gold and
Oh, I
8
see.
large gems, 2 pearls, 3 sapphires, 2 emeralds, and 1 ruby.
What the
So
crap,
those
dude?
Oh, I want a sapphire.
2
Do
pearls,
you like blue stones?
Yep.
3
Do you like
sapphires.
blue stones?
I
2
really embrace the
emeralds,
color of my
1
character.
ruby.
Hence the
So you
green
find 8 of
from
those.
last time.
On the leader, Dubek, you find a ring,
Aw, you can propose to someone now.
and
Man, I picked the wrong guy.
Oh, that's fancy.
the other enemies don't really seem to have anything. As you search, you do find also within the chest, or rather on the body of the sorcerer, a staff that has kind of a gnarled top with a red gem in it.
Hey, staff boy, can use that.
And
He's
the
stick boy, not staff
Stick
boy.
boy.
the red gem
Yeah,
is
we'll go
really
with that.
almost fused into the wood at the top, and the wood itself looks like a different kind of wood than the rest of the staff, almost as if that wood was kind of fused or merged into the staff itself, and you kind of look at it and pop it out, and you have this wood with this kind of red gem almost melded into it. And I don't have a card for that.
That's fancy. That's a fancy gem.
The swords themselves are, and the weapons, everything is all a normal weapon, with the exception of one of Belk's swords. It is a long sword, not a short sword. That is a fine long sword with 8 attacks left in it. So just like yours, it's +1 to damage, +1 to hit for 8 more strikes. Alright? So that's your loot,
Good thing I didn't roll.
and you didn't die, although I came 1 hit point away
You were so close.
from insta-killing you, young lady. And, but you guys survived. Well done.
Ooh, we played smart. Or
Yay!
semi-smart.
Dakota, are we out there?
So we each get 100.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna shut it down for the night. Apologize, we didn't take a break in the midst of the combat. We just wanted to go right through. So thank you for hanging with us. And Dee, why don't you come on in here and give us the rundown for the night.
I also have a bunch of rubies too.
Thank you guys so much for talking in chat. It was great. We had a lot of people chatting up. We had Scooby-Doo with the sub. He's or she has been in chat for a while now, so thank you so much.
Scooby-Doo!
So, and as you know, that money
Scoops.
is going to be met and brought towards the Toys for Tots, and it's going to be great because we now have 8 subs worth, which is fantastic. And any more, it's
That's
only,
awesome.
you know, a third of the way through December, so everything is going to go towards it, and even bits. We're just very excited to give what we're getting, and that we can just make you guys happy is just good enough for us for this month. You know, the other months, you know, but no, we are very excited. So thank you so much, but also thank you, Mummy Maker 91 and Holland. Thank you so much for the follows and for talking in chat. We really appreciate it.
guys.
So feel free to come back next week if you have any questions about videos. You can always either message us or go back to previous videos on either Twitch or YouTube. But just know that with Twitch, the videos do eventually expire because otherwise everyone on Twitch would have a million videos and it would take up space. And it would take up their memory, so go to our YouTube, just youtube.com/loopdierepeat, same as our name, one word, and you'll see all the videos up there all the new videos will be up within a week, usually within 3 days, but I have been sick for about a freaking month. So have a wonderful night, guys, and thank you so much.
And thank you to those of you who have been hosting us. I think the name, one of the new ones is Holding Action. And we are also hosting them. Would encourage you to
It's a
check
new
them
guild
out.
name.
They're on
Party
Friday
night.
night, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So you guys are on Friday night Holding Action. So check out their show as well. And thank you for hosting us. And we would love if you would consider hosting us on your channel and get the word out, spread the views, and let even more people enjoy the show with us. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being a part of this. And we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday as we continue to loot, die, and repeat.
Do.
And our Barda's back. Good night, everybody.